everyone.
Windows
Welcome.
Windows breaking sound in the background.
Yeah, I don't know if they heard that, but yeah, I'm gonna mute my phone. Welcome to Silence of Shadow, episode 45. We had a big thing happen last episode, so we will see how the culmination of that comes. We've already seen the rolls, or at least Mathis has. I've seen him roll on his rolls.
I made a roll ahead of time because I need to know how this episode was going to go before we did it. I could not walk into this episode going, who knows?
Yeah, so I'm definitely excited to see how are you all doing? Doing good?
Good. I did warn the players that death is on the table this episode.
It's one of those episodes where Mathis sends us a message beforehand, like, just so you guys know,
it was so worth it. It was so worth it.
Worth it. Those are the best ones when you know there's stuff on the line. But of course, we would like to extend a huge thank you to our supporter, Jackson Decay. Thank you, Jackson Decay. Get some roll loves in chat for Jackson.
Thank you
for being a supporter. You too can become one of our supporters by becoming a legend tier or above on our Patreon. Patreon.com/roll4it. You also get some other cool rewards on our Patreon. You know, like Dee gets a crazy random video from us. Legend tier gets to play in a game with us. And right now, I believe it is me GMing a session that will affect a game. And of course, Dot will also be. And it looks like Dot and Ollie are in the different places for some reason.
Bob and I are interchangeable, don't you know? I mean, just look at us.
Dot is also GMing, I think, Aliens game.
Yeah, we're doing. We're going to do a very merry Xmas.
Yes, a very opposite game to what I'm playing, which is I'm going to be GMing Santa RPG, which will be affecting the game next Saturday, December 19th, 2020. We are going to be playing Santa RPG. It is our holiday special. It'll be 10 a.m. at PT, 6 p.m. GMT, right here, twitch.tv/roll4it. So we'll be playing that. We'll be announcing the cast throughout the week, so stay tuned for that. But I will be getting to GM that, as well as GMing the Legend tier, and the Legend tier are going to affect the game that is coming up next Saturday. So it's going to be, I'm excited to see how they handle what they're doing, and then how it affects the game next week. We found out that last year, we know who rode on Santa's sleigh, and we'll be kind of giving a little teaser of that.
I'm sorry, it just tickles me so much. I'm sorry. The whole idea, now all I picture is, the movie The Santa Claus, like the whole game is about who kills Santa first and takes his mantle.
Well, that could happen.
Last year's was wild. Yeah.
I was gonna say, Miss Manichek was on last season, and like the looks on their faces when the reveals happened were just
this is close.
Yeah. Oh god, that's funny.
So definitely tune in if you want a crazy, like, think if there was a Christmas movie that was an anime, like that is that's what this is. So
that is
if
perfect.
That intrigues you, come tune in next Saturday. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And of course, chaos, which I quite enjoy. Beyond that, we also have some other goodies up on our Patreon, like the Hodges sheet. Mathis put some little teasers out there. He didn't give away at all, but
y'all, it will make
he
your butt
you a little
pucker.
Leg, maybe an ankle.
I think multiple times last session, even though over the course of the season it's happened, I was like giving you in game, like, you really want to fuck with him? Like, he's scary. Do you really
He is
want
really
to?
scary. Yeah, he is really scary.
Yeah,
I ain't afraid of this nerd. Bring him on.
No,
He's only 6th gen.
I do have more health than him, so I at least have something that I'm better at than Hodges.
It makes sense. You are a gangrel. I mean, like, with fortitude on top of it. So
So he
if
doesn't have that on me.
GM tier above, definitely go check that out, because you can like hold it up on the top of the screen and have that up while you're playing or while you're watching today. And of course, we have some other goodies up there. We have our November recap if you're interested in how Roll4 runs. We kind of get into the nitty gritty, talk about the stats, we talk about what's coming up next year and all of that jazz, a little behind the scenes. And then, of course, we have our Star Wars character sheets if you'd like to check those out as well. And we have a holiday surprise coming, so if you'd like to receive that, definitely go fill out that form. I think it will be closing up here shortly, so you won't be able to fill it out. So fill it out. We'll let people keep filling it out until we send them out, which will be soon. And then, of course, we will If you'd like to support, I already did the other thing. Sorry, my brain is a little derpy right now. If you'd like to support us in other ways, you can support us by subscribing here on Twitch or becoming a member on YouTube, and that gives you access to our awesome emotes. And if you, of course, are a subscriber on Twitch, you also get access to the VODs a little early, but we always put them up on our YouTube channel for free if you're interested in just checking them out. And of course, there's a ton of other ways you can support us for free. It goes a really long way just to follow us on all of the things. We are Roll For It everywhere, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Definitely give us all the love over there. And then beyond that, just being here, watching our content, watching us on YouTube, leaving a comment on anything, because that gives the algorithm gods notification that you should continue sharing this content. So we really appreciate all the comments that we've been getting lately. It's a lot.
Every single one of them.
Yeah,
Yep.
I try my best to respond to everyone and give everybody a lot of love. So if you interact with us on YouTube, I definitely try to do so. And of course, if you're here watching us now, we interact with you throughout the whole entire show. So with that, I'm gonna toss it over to our lovely storyteller, Mathis Games. Take it away.
Hello. How's it going? I'm ready. I hope everybody's excited. We got a good episode ahead of us. Everybody, before we begin the actual scene setting, rouse checks. As we all wake up for the following evening.
I have to open roll 20, right?
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm failing today, y'all. I apologize.
I'm being a jerk.
Nope, that is the wrong game. That is not the game I want to open.
Wrong one.
Wrong one. We are not in space.
Nope.
I want to play a vampire in space, though.
I'd be down for that. Space vampires? Spampires.
I'm suddenly a lot less interested.
Sounds like a things we do in the shadows kind of.
Yeah.
All right, so Ava is no hungrier. Ollie is no hungrier.
Let's see about
Dakota is still lost somewhere.
Dakota's still waking up for the night. Sorry, y'all. She's we all know she's late to everything.
In the meanwhile, Ollie, I also want you to make me another roll. I need you to make me a let's see.
Be kind, please.
No, this is not gonna get you in trouble.
Okay.
I'm just looking for something else that just applies
I
to
succeeded, Mathis.
you. Thank you. No hungers for anybody, which is always welcome. Can I get a yeah, give me a composure. No, not a composure. That's dumb. Charisma, rather. A charisma contacts homeless. So that's going to be in place of a trait, in place of a skill, rather. No, it's going to be in place of a trait. So give me a contacts homeless, plus. None of these look good for you, brother. I'm looking at your skills right now, and it's not. We're looking so sick. Let's see. Go back here for a minute. You got 2 in contacts, by the way.
Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to give you a little streetwise. I'll take. There we go. That's what I want to see. Contacts, homeless, streetwise, please.
Oh, kind and gentle, sir.
We never use your contacts roll anyway, so.
Did you want charisma?
Nope. It's your contacts is taking the place of your trait.
Oh, okay.
That's how it's done in the rules. We just never do it.
It's the same. It's the same number anyway, so I'm gonna roll it off charisma.
Well, then yeah, you can just do it as a.
Can I? Is there any It's just there's no buffering this or anything like that.
No,
Nothing.
rousing the blood will not make them come to you sooner. You know what I mean? This is more of if you're gonna get a whiff of something the night of or not.
All right, sure. And I got 2 successes.
Okay. So with 2 successes, we'll set the scene the night before. The night before you go back home. Ollie, you've been spending the past couple of nights in the local 8 blocks. There and thereabouts. Obviously venturing out for other business that you may need to take care of. But on these couple of cool nights where the moon is clearly visible and the brisk fall air is giving way, and even on your cold skin, you can feel the chill settling in as people wear longer sleeves and you start seeing them wear sweaters more often. You end up spending some time dealing with the local businesses, handing them a little bit of cash just to kind of grease their palms, speaking to them in a more friendly manner, letting them know that, hey, we're new in this area. We just bought or took over, however you want to phrase it, the movie theater a few blocks down. And we're just looking to make sure those people around us, are more or less friendly with each other. and you spend, like I said, a couple of nights doing it. And the reason you take a couple of nights is because you spend a few hours with each and every one of these people. You're schmoozing them, you're talking to them. Not everybody is a welcoming of your company, not because that they're busy half the time, but you are a large, imposing figure who wears a mask. And even though it's a nice mask that gives you a proper face, it's still a weird World War II mask that people don't necessarily see very commonly. And there's some discomfort with a few of the people that you try to speak to. But overall, you're relatively well enjoyed. Your company is relatively well enjoyed. And after that second night, as you're making your way back home, and the closer you get to the movie theater, where a lot more of your homeless contacts tend to mingle, as they tend to stick to the areas that you are most frequent. You have a lot of them kind of hovering around the bar in those areas over there, because obviously you now own the property in a sort of a fashion, working on bringing it up and gentrifying it. But even out here, it's a safety thing. Even if you don't ask them to be out here, they end up within a few nights of you being in a certain area longer than 1 or 2 nights, end up seeing 1 or 2 whose face you kind of recognize. Maybe not the name, maybe not even somebody that you see regularly, but that's somebody that you've spoken to before and you can kind of trust. And it's one of those people that ends up making their way up to you. An older woman, somewhere in her 60s, definitely wearing kind of a tattered, long sundress with a scarf around her neck, and one of those like long, tight, long sleeve shirts underneath that sundress, really mismatching. It says Adidas on her left shoulder, running down her arm. And she runs up to you, and she's with an empty can, and she says, "Change, spare change. It's so cold."
So I'm guessing that I've done this before. It's sort of like the rat pitching ideas back to the yeah, I'll do that. I'll drop I don't know, probably just some change. I'll put a 20 in her cup.
As you go to put a 20 in her cup, her eyes go wide and she drops the can, and the can thinks on the ground and actually rolls, and some of her change rolls over into a nearby alley. And as she takes the 20 from your hand with wide eyes, she looks at the money and goes, "No, my day's work. Oh, could you please help me, please?" And she starts like scrambling for the money as she runs over to the can into the alleyway.
Sure, and I will.
As she allows you to actually help her pick it up, and as you pick it up and start shoving the money into her can, and she starts thanking you profusely after a few minutes, she looks up to you and she takes your hand to like shake it, but she pulls you in gently, really closely, and she just simply kind of leans in and she says, "I wouldn't go out towards the suburbs tonight. There's word that there might be some sort of danger or attack out that way." And she kind of leans back and she just pulls the can to her chest. "I'm going to buy so much food and this is going to keep me so warm." And she just scurries off.
All right. I take a moment to process that. And I'll play a lot closer to home.
So you make your way back towards the movie theater and whatnot. But the night is still rather late at this point, and there's not much time before the sun rises. And as you can actually see the movie theater's blinking sign in the distance, knowing that you're like 2 to 3 blocks out, just as you're about to make that way, over to your left, distantly, a familiar sound, one that you've definitely heard before, a distant rumble and muffled boom. There's a moment where you look up, but you can't see anything. There's no orange glow for you. It's not making this amazing, like, dawn at night kind of glow. You actually don't see anything. After a few minutes, though, you can hear the distant sirens. It was a good ways away.
Suburbs?
Yeah, that sounds the direction.
I gotta remember to tip my homeless a little bit better.
Well, what the homeless basically her is saying that the homeless contacting you, it tells you that it was a kindred attack.
Yeah,
it wasn't like a criminal attack.
Right.
So, kind of hearing that, does Ollie kind of stop for a moment, and do we see him stop in the middle of like the sidewalk and like gaze out that way, or does he actually just keep marching as the distant boom and muffled explosion hits?
Ollie just keeps walking, probably paying a bit more attention to sounds around him.
Do you head back to stay at the movie theater, or do you actually make your way back to your haven at the bar? What do you find safer?
Neither. Ollie would probably hit the sewers.
Okay. Would you stay in the labyrinth?
Yeah, I think he would.
Dangerous, but acceptable. We see Ollie.
Imagine that Cinch has probably showed him a few places that are like you can brick pull and
As long
kinda,
as you
like, pull
stay
yourself
within
up.
the very early basic areas where you can read with your lore sheet, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
The deeper you go, the more dangerous it gets.
Right.
So we see Ollie kind of hesitate for a moment as he was looking at the movie theater and maybe even kind of looks to his right to the direction he would have to go toward head to his bar. And then he pivots on the ball of his foot, crosses the street to a nearby manhole that he knows is over by there. And we see him lift it with just a finger and just disappear into the darkness as he brings the lid back over. A few steps, a crumpled brick in the wall, and a little bit of tearing away, and a crawl space big enough, just big enough for Ollie to squeeze through that allows him to make his way into the maze of concrete hallways and dirt walls that is the labyrinth. And it is there that he will spend the evening. Everybody already did their rouse checks. So as the night begins again, Dakota and Ava are still in the movie theater. You do not wake up to any knocks at the door, and you do not wake up to any shouting or violence out the gate, which Dakota, I'm sure, went to bed a little concerned, as there was discussion between the both of you as to whether the ivory tower would be better to spend the night at, only to realize time was not on your side to get there. And so you took your chances and hoped that he didn't care, know, or even bother to come looking here first thing in the morning. And it seems that those hopes and wishes came true.
I stayed in the cell. I locked myself in the cell.
That would have absolutely helped.
Yeah, right. That would have definitely helped.
It's more of a mental thing.
Yeah,
for
right.
you.
Exactly.
Ollie not here immediately. It's just the two of you as you kind of rouse up. Where did Ava spend the night? Did she spend the night in like the chairs in the movie theater? Where do you spend the night if you're spending it here?
Do we have like rooms that we've made or something? Like, I feel like maybe the upper floor we have like an area.
I was thinking like one of the light tight like booths, or one of the vaults that would have been used to hold like the film and stuff could easily be used. And
Right.
Either
So
one of
that-
them, sure.
that's probably where Ava would be. She wouldn't be in the cells. She'd be
That-
kind of on the
Yeah,
upper
up top,
floor.
kind of taking a nice luxurious overlook of it. It's not pretty, but it's coming along. Man, this place, when you first walked into here, you weren't sure how, like you could see deep under it. It's like how a sculptor sees their own sculpture beneath the marble, but you weren't sure the tools that you were given, and you kind of like in your mind think of Dakota and Ollie were going to be able to bring it out. But this place is looking better and better and better the more time goes on. And as you've learned, as you spent a lot more time with Dakota, there's a lot more fashion sense to her than she lets on. She just is very particular about what she likes.
So Ava will eventually go down and check on Dakota. Make sure she's
She's
awake.
still in the cage.
I'm in the
Yeah.
cage. I'm like,
Make
can
sure
you
she's alive.
let me out?
Yeah. Why did you lock yourself in? Like, was
I don't
that
know. I felt better about it when I went to bed.
whatever helps you sleep during the day, I guess.
Precisely. Though I am really fucking hungry. That is actually super true.
I'm okay. But I can help you get
Well,
some food.
I
if
was
you see.
thinking maybe staying in public for a while is a good idea. Just in case he does retaliate or...
Right. You know, I think
As you go, I think the front door swings open.
we need to talk to
tonight,
Ollie.
however, there's no clear sky, Ollie. As you pulled your way out of the labyrinth into the city streets, it's actually pouring rain. The clouds in the sky are thick, creating a really pitch black look on all streets that don't have working streetlights. And as the door opens and you can see the rain falling behind him, standing in the doorway is a very familiar silhouette. But there is a moment of fear, a brief moment as a large, looming, strong, muscular figure stands in the doorway.
Flash of lightning in the background, like
almost a fear frenzy like needed.
Yeah.
But as he steps in, like he takes his first step in, you're like, it's Ollie. As he
Oh,
as he-
fuck, it's just you. Don't do that.
All right. I mean, I could just go, I guess.
Make yourself known or something next time.
Don't I kind of live here? Like, I didn't know I had to knock into my own home.
it's fine. Dakota's just a little tense.
Paranoid. Not.
On edge.
It's fine.
All right. Well, it's good to know you're both lying again. This is
Well,
for the course.
here's the thing. I'm not really lying about that. I am a smidge paranoid, but it's for all good reasons. Hey, and we've got other good news.
Okay. All right. Let's hear it. What you got?
I look at Ava.
What good news?
So much good. Okay.
Good news. Okay.
Okay. So. I gotta look out. We met a new Bruja, which is good. And they seemed interested in using our venue.
All right. Okay. Why is this good
cool.
news? Why?
Well, because connections are.
All right. Sure. Yeah.
I mean, and he likes the gang girl.
Okay. It's a good start.
Okay, so that's a double check for Dakota, right? Okay. Ava, you talk to Nero.
Okay. Yes. I thought you were gonna make me say like the crazy. Yes.
Nope.
Hey, wait, time out. I need to ask. Does Ava openly go, oh, I thought you were going to make me say the... No,
Yes, actually, Ava would be like, I thought you were going to make me say the bad news.
It's not bad. We're
not
saving
bad.
that for the end. It's the finale.
I met with a lovely Toreador named Nero, and I also met with Brett again at his club.
Kissy face. Yeah.
Yes, kissy face. Yes,
Yeah.
he's great. He's great. So we've been really working our stuff, making some contacts. It's
That's exactly what we did.
right, Dakota.
Absolutely. Contacts, working our stuff. That's all we did the past 2 nights.
Okay. All right. Sure. I don't believe that at all, but
I know.
That's fine.
I can't. Okay. Oh, hey, Amber came back. That was interesting.
Hey, you had a kid?
Yeah, send her back to the Lupine.
God damn. A lot has happened in like 2 nights.
Yeah.
What
Well,
have you been up to, Ollie?
yeah, what have you done?
Well,
I've been up
You
to.
should clarify that Nero and the new Bruja are in the same band, which is why you saw them together. Like there's
Oh,
just
that's
like
true.
separate
Yeah,
meetings happening.
They
There's just-
play in a band. Nero likes music. Damien, the Bruja, seems also musically inclined.
Those are the edgiest names I've ever heard. You pair them together. Damien and Nero in a band
They
together.
are in a punk band.
Oh, yeah, this is even better.
Baby chorus.
Baby
Yes,
chorus.
Baby
is their
Chorus.
name. Oh,
Yeah.
I hand him a CD.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
put
that's
this
right. You
in-
got a mixtape.
Yeah, I got a mixtape. We kind of promised we'd put this maybe in the jukebox at the bar.
And she hands you a CD in a clear jewel case that simply says Baby Chorus written in Sharpie on the front.
Please.
All right, sure.
We don't have to play it. It's just got to be there.
Oh, it's fine.
We don't actually have to play it.
We should support our local kindred business, kindred music.
Yeah,
I think that's
always
I think that's a
support
good
your
thing.
local kindred.
support them and their small music business.
All right,
I think that's
look.
a good.
I don't know what else you guys did, but I could probably venture a couple of guesses for the rest of your nights.
Ooh. Okay, guess.
Just tell me that you didn't have anything to do with the bombing in the suburbs.
Okay. We did not have anything to do with the bombing in the suburbs.
All right. Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, we had so little to do with it, in fact, that I'm gonna go down to the rack and eat a dude, and stay in public for a little while. Maybe tonight, specifically. I was thinking public seems like a good idea after that.
So
thing we're not involved in.
I was out, hitting the streets, spreading some of that cash flow around like we talked about.
Hey, we did that too. We
I was
supported
approached.
I
I was approached by one of my my homeless friends, lovely lady in a sundress. Word gets around in that network. No other homeless want to see each other hurt, so they let each other know where is a bad place to be. And this lovely lady approached me. She asked for money. She typically doesn't do that. Most of them don't approach me unless they have news on our world. So I gave her a 20. She pulled me into an alley. She told me that I needed to stay away from the suburbs, that there might be something bad going on, like an attack. And sure as shit, less than an hour later, I was walking down the street. Kaboof.
Oh, yeah, we did see that, didn't we, Ava? From here.
We did.
The roof. We saw it on the roof last night.
Dakota's voice cracked too.
Yep.
So, going forward, maybe it's just me, but you only got a poker face to save your lives. If you wouldn't have acted so funny, I wouldn't even try piecing it together.
Well, you maybe really do want to maybe know about this one. It could,
To be clear, Ollie, we had everything to do with that explosion in the suburbs.
You don't say.
Just to put everything on the table here.
So,
All right.
Okay, so truth be told, Ava and I went snooping. Ava's a really good snooper, and she's teaching me her ways, and we snooped about our dear friend Hodges.
Oh no.
So
Who else?
What we found out along with our snooping is that he has a few places that he hangs out. Some office buildings, the Painted Lady, and then one that I kind of forgot about. It was actually Damien that jogged my memory. Remember the house? The one with all the motorcycles?
No, I don't.
Okay, great, good. That's good. That's really good, Ollie, for you, because it is not there anymore. So it's like, yeah, we fucking bombed the sheriff's house.
Yep.
It's bad. We're so bad. That was bad. We should not have done that, Ava.
I love you both dearly, but you're both criminally stupid. Oh my God.
Maybe, but Ollie, it felt so good. And I bet tonight his face is more brooding than it has ever brooded. I bet he's so angry. And something about that really just, it fills my soul that I don't have with joy.
So how well did you cover your tracks?
Well, so pretty well from what I can tell. I think. I did break a tree branch, but that was only after I put C4 on his roof.
We used Dakota's, hopefully Dakota's lovely friend Frank will pull through and...
Yeah, and I got it covered. Frank knew it was coming. Frank is gonna cover up that bombing with some paperwork. That's how he says it works.
Ollie, can I get a
Is there such thing as a sadness frenzy?
no. No, there's not. I need a memory roll. What is that? Intelligence resolve?
We do this. It's on our sheet.
shit.
I've started making a list of the roles that we always question. A memory roll is one of them. I feel like I put it on our document.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah. At least the
Disappointment
page where
roll?
we can find it. Let me find out.
Roll for disappointment.
Disappointment.
I really.
Y'all, it's not. We all know we liked it. Don't
So-
judge
No, I'm not
Dakota
saying
now
you didn't
because
like it. That was a
last
good
week.
time.
Oh,
I had
it
a
was
great time with that last scene. Was beautiful.
Let's see.
You-
Rulebook helping guide. Memory, intelligence plus composure. Boom.
And composure roll, please.
Sure. You got it.
Just something Ollie would probably run through his mind for a moment. Oh my God, my man.
Four
Yeah.
successes.
The issue that was brought up to them, not issue, but like something that you kind of sit there. That's like the 6th bombing in 10 years in this city.
Yeah. No, I haven't forgot.
just something that Ollie would probably like. Oh man, that's a lot of bombings.
We've been involved in.
You've been involved in all of them.
No,
at least three of them.
no, the one that McTavish set off had nothing to do with us.
That's true. Yes, McTavish's bomb, not you remotely.
And
involved.
technically, the one at the governor's house wasn't a bombing; it was a gas leak.
That's true. That is very true. Yes.
And that definitely had no
Was-
tie to the coterie, so that one
No,
wasn't really
definitely.
ours.
Oh, I'm not saying like. I'm just saying, which ones do we out of game know you have ties to?
Okay,
At
okay, so
least-
all of
at
them,
least
but the
three.
McTavish.
All of them, except maybe the
Like,
McTavish one, which we were.
Yeah, except
the
maybe
McTavish one
McTavish.
is not. Yeah.
Yeah. So 5 of 6. Yeah.
It's okay.
Almost 6 for 6. Yeah.
The McTavish bomb was just in the train yard, though. Nobody really saw that one. It was a tiny little distraction
I
explosion.
thought it was off on a different side of the city. He was using it. Okay, well,
No, it was just on the different side of the train yard.
then we'll call it fireworks for Juan's death. Oops.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, cool. So anyway, sorry, Holly, not to interrupt you. I just wanted to make sure that that's at the forefront. Bombing seemed to be the loud one's calling card.
Come on, it was well worth it, and so far, Hodges hasn't come a knocking, which tells me either his
Yet.
face is yes, I know
Is
the
still
yet part.
frozen in disbelief.
But right now, as long as he can't tie it back to us, even if he attacks dear old Dakota, he's fucked up again. Because
Even
there's-
if
there's no
he-
proof.
Knows it's us. It's true. We have tried to cover our tracks as well as possible. So,
Yep.
I'd love to know how.
well, we
Hey.
weren't seen. We got
Okay.
a remote detonator,
It's true.
C4, that Dakota snuck in and left it there. And right before the sunrise, we let it off here at the
From the
theater
roof.
from the roof. So we have an alibi. We're at the theater.
Well,
Uh,
and so I've been thinking about that alibi while I was locked in a cage last night. I have some other thoughts. We did go talk to both Damien and Brett, and Damien was already interested in playing. I was thinking that if we just happened to be planning a party for this week, say sometime, a thank you to the prince, a celebration of our new location, could
Can
give
I
us a
kind-
good
Yep, not to interrupt you. As Dakota is saying this, the spurs for all three of you an intelligence politics roll, please.
All of
Dakota,
us?
keep
All of
all
us?
three of you. Yes, this is
Oh.
says Dakota is talking. This is
Nice.
just because you're talking about covering your tracks as well. So there's little bits of information that I just kind of want to bring to the surface on the very off chance that you forgot, or maybe Ollie pieces it together.
I have
Ava,
one.
not worried about it.
I
She
did
thinks
not roll.
you guys are super sick.
Three
I
for
have one
Dakota.
3 successes, great.
I'm not even
And-
gonna roll. I have a
And
single
hunger
die.
dice.
I have a single
Okay, well, you could roll a 10. I mean, you never know.
You know what? I'll do it just
I
for
wanna
you.
see it.
Do it for us, bub.
Yep, about what I thought.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
that's not, you tried, man. Intelligence politics just isn't your thing. Dakota, as you're thinking about covering your tracks, the thing that crosses your mind is if he doesn't rage like or frenzy like you are partially expecting, and he does have any idea that or think it's you, there are two people who know you were looking for him.
It's true. It is super true. And those are the same two people that
How
The
much do
only-
you trust Brett?
that's Brett is the problem. Okay, Dakota.
Because I know
knows
you
that.
trust
Okay, so-
Damien, but
yeah,
you went to Brett first.
Brett is a problem, which is why. Okay. So Dakota's talking. And
Yeah,
he's
sorry.
I'm thinking we plan a party. Hey, but Brett, he's kind of a shallow human about 5 times, and I feel like you get the gist of it. What does Brett want more than anything?
It seems like he wants Annabelle, but also he wants to be Keeper of Elysium more than anything.
So he wants to be connected. He wants he wants to call shots, right?
Yes.
I would say that possibly because Brett and his ghouls don't always wear pants. They don't get to mingle with everybody of the upper crust. If we held a party where we invited him to come mingle, it could be a great reason for him not to say anything about us coming around and asking.
I think, yes, as long as we continue to wine and dine him, that he won't say a word.
Ollie, you can show off your cheesecakes.
Where is Ollie at this point during the conversation? Has he just been standing there the whole time? Has his
Just
posture
watching.
Changed?
Just watching.
We should have had
Yeah.
him sit down first. Ugh.
Yeah.
Sit down for this one.
I feel like
Ollie.
he's just consistently stuck in a crossed arms pose.
Can I bridge the gap and I kind of come over. I'm like, can we have a party? A
Don't
nice
you
party.
think? I just want to pitch that out there. That it might be a little telling that there
Have a
was an
party?
explosion, and then immediately after there's a celebration.
I didn't say immediately after.
To be fair, I mean, it is a good occasion. We do have a new place and we haven't really invited many people to the place. So that's
All right.
really what this is all about, right? Inviting
you
people to our new haven.
You two can throw a party, and I don't want to rain on your parade, but there is one bit that I want to drop here. Someone was seen. Don't know how you were seen. Don't know how it got around, but the homeless found me and let me know personally that there was a kindred attack.
Mathis, would I have known? Would that have leaked from the pawn shop?
It very possibly could have leaked from the pawn shop, but you didn't specify to the pawn lady where you were
Where
going
we
to
were
attack.
going. So I'm trying to
Negative.
think because it
It
definitely
could have just been followed, or the car knowing who you are, or
Yeah.
saw something happen. Some homeless got word that like a bomb was purchased, and they were able to track.
That's
where
what I'm
it went.
thinking, because like the big thing is like I don't think there would be homeless on the streets out in that neighborhood. So it
No,
doesn't
the
make
thing
sense
with
that we would have been
context-
spotted.
Yeah, the thing with context, depending on where it is, it's citywide. So like, homeless throughout the city may have gotten word that the bomb was bought, saw maybe some figures who believed they had the bomb move, and eyes catching the car as word passes through, whether it be busted walkie-talkies or maybe somebody has a Nokia and they throw texts. Like they throw messages around their own way and keep in contact with their own way. They only know a very few faces that are worth trusting. Ollie is one of them because contact's
Right.
homeless. So it might not have, there's not necessarily, they may not necessarily saw you specifically or even saw you there. This is just one of those
They just know that
mechanical
there was going to be a
benefits.
bombing.
Yeah, they got
And
whispered
kindred
word
were
over the
involved.
hours as you were planning, buying, where you were going to put it. The word got out that somebody bought an explosive, and somehow, whether they saw you go there or whatever, they heard that it was going to be in the suburbs somewhere. Mechanically speaking, it's just the benefit of Ollie having contacts over the city.
Well,
Now, maybe scot-free, right?
they don't know it's
Maybe
us,
you weren't
right?
seen. Maybe you weren't seen. But the word is out. And the word came out as a kindred. It was a targeted attack.
Well,
No.
it was a targeted attack against the sheriff. I have plans for that too.
Remember,
Okay.
you
All right.
gave, not to keep bringing things up, but just for memories of the last session, you did give the person you were bombing a reason and who you were going to go bomb, but it was a lie. But it was enough of a, remember you said it was Ava's abusive
Boyfriend.
ex-boyfriend.
Oh,
You
yeah,
gave
yeah.
details. You just gave, again, you gave mortal details, which is not
Yes.
a bad thing.
Yeah, that's true.
The only reason that the homeless probably picked it up is because when the attack went off, they probably, or at least they saw where it was, they realized whose garage it was.
Whose house it actually was? Yeah.
Hey, question.
Yeah.
Did you, this person that you picked the C4 up off, did you vet her?
She seems legit, and based on the amount of weapons that she has housed in the back of her pawn shop, I can't imagine that leaking too much is a good thing for her. Her business seems to run on the DL, and we paid a lot to assure a little bit of privacy.
You know what else runs on the DL? Kindred. Could she be a ghoul?
Mathis, wouldn't we know of a ghoul in our area?
No. You can't
That's-
smell them, detect them. They just come off as mortal to you. I mean, yeah. Now that Dakota thinks about me, it's possible.
I mean, I guess there's nothing saying she can't be a ghoul.
She wouldn't know that you're kindred, though. She has no ability to pick up that you're kindred either. So it would have been one of the blind seeing the blind.
She didn't seem to believe Dakota
Could do
helped.
anything.
Yeah, so
And anyway,
All right. I just want to seat this that you expect the worst, but you hope for the best.
I mean, Mathis, I feel like part of the discussion with her was buying a level of like loyalty and quiet in all of this. Like we paid her like a lot of money to assure that there was some secrecy behind the purchase. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely
Okay.
came off that way. Doesn't and the way she was speaking to you again, more worried about you're really young to be doing something this violent. Like, you know, that was kind of the the whiff you got of her, and you did spend a huge chunk of resources to buy into the back. Again, mechanically speaking, yes, you
Right.
bought yourself access to a black markets dealer, basically. Small-time black markets dealer, but a black markets dealer that'll occasionally have some cool shit for you to check out.
Yeah, and she's also holding a stick of dynamite. I'm gonna get that later. She just doesn't know it yet. Yeah, I understand the level of caution, and like I said, I'm gonna go assure that heat doesn't come here or back at the bar. I'm gonna just go hang out in the rack for a while.
I think, I think keeping a low profile for a little bit is probably best. Dakota, maybe you want to stay with me at the Ivory Tower for a few nights? That seems to be a pretty secure location.
That sounds like a really good idea, actually. I guess what I'm trying to say is Hodges fucking deserved it. And if I gotta die at the wrong end of his blade to assure that he understands he fucked up, worth it.
Well, I agree that he deserved it. Probably more so than we even know. But I don't think it's worth the loss of your life. My personal opinion.
Fine. Then we'll just play it close to home. But I'm still going to the rack. I'm really fucking hungry. And if he's gonna attack me, I might as well make it worthwhile and assure he does it in public.
Yeah, all right.
Wait. Can we still have a party?
Sure.
I think we should.
Why not?
Are you gonna come?
You gonna dance with me?
Well, that was the plan.
Then maybe.
Okay. What, like a week? I think you're right. Like, we don't need to look obvious, but we do need a cover for why we were talking to Brett and Damien. And planning a party is a good reason to speak to both of them. Damien has connections and kind. Can we get some of his kind? They have to wear clothes, though.
Of course. I can't guarantee the clothes part, but
Well, I guess once they get inside, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't know. I kind of want to celebrate the fact we bombed the fucking sheriff's house, and nobody but us has to know. We'll call it a celebration of Bella, a thank you for
this
the
beautiful
territory.
haven.
Yeah. And look at what we've done with it. Give Damien a place to play. Nero seems rather interested. He'll be around, and we know that we need to possibly maybe poke the Nero a little.
You said he's a punk band?
That is the vibe I get.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, sure, he can come play. But if he destroys anything,
I guess that is something that punk bands do.
Well,
He didn't give me that vibe. He's very chill guy.
you strike me as someone who's never been to a punk show.
No, I can't say I have. I can't say I have, Ollie.
well,
It'll be my
there's a
first.
first for everything.
Even in our kindred life, there's a first for everything. I'm excited.
Make sure you wear something that doesn't have a heel.
Oh, you should have seen my outfit. Dakota told me I wouldn't fit in when we went.
I made her wear pants.
And a leather jacket. So I'll wear that for sure. Actually, if we're gonna have a punk band playing at this party, like I feel like that's gonna give a different vibe than the classiness of.
Do
this
we
season.
know? You know what? We don't even know what their music actually is like, do we, Mathis?
No, you only heard him strum up his original music on his acoustic guitar as you were leaving.
We're assuming, based on his ironclad demeanor, that it's punk music, but you know, it could be something else.
Kenny G.
Yeah. He breaks out a clarinet.
We'll see
That's
how
funny.
it goes.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, we may not get the cream of the crop, but we can maybe draw a few important folk. Invite to Jackson may not hurt. He might want to see the space.
Well, if you're gonna invite all the big names, you may as well.
Should we invite the guy that we're supposed to meet with? Or should we do like a private meeting with him? We could set up the meeting at that
When
party.
is that meeting, Mathis?
Sorry. What was the question?
The meeting
reading in the
with
book.
Jackson's contact.
Alan
Salva.
Sovereign.
Oh. Yeah. You need to. He's going to reach out to you and set up a meeting.
Yeah.
You just got to.
So we're just waiting.
Okay.
Yeah. It's only been a day or two since you talked
Yeah.
to Jackson
Cool.
about it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what? Like in a week, we have a party. We invite who we can. I say we still extend a invite to Bella. She won't come, but she should know we're having a party in her honor. Rhonda could probably help get the word out. Y'all, do you remember our last party?
I try not to remember. What, the one at the at our old haven?
I'm just saying, we've come a long fucking way.
Oh, we certainly have come a long way.
And I'm just saying it wasn't a total flop because we still had a party. Now we're having our second party.
Yes, the Loud Ones party. Because that name still sticks.
Ollie, you don't look happy about the party.
Honestly, I'm kind of indifferent.
You don't
I'm
wanna
not
have a
excited. I'm
party.
not upset about it. Just a lot of heat. You know, since we've been in the city. Well, Chicago's what? It's called the Windy City or something like that, right? You can change it in the city of bombs.
Yeah.
This place has been popping off, and in all kinds of ways. Big booms, like every year and a half. That's drawn major attention.
Well, I'm just saying we lay low now. I feel a lot better knowing that every piece of his fucking Harley is burning on a suburbia block. I just feel a lot better knowing there's a literal hole where his life used to be. Yeah. So maybe for a while we can just chill. Plus, we got some stuff to deal with Jackson. We got some SI stuff, and I would like to speak with Jackson again. He talked about the lupine, and no other kindred has talked about the lupine the way he did.
I mean, admittedly, I'd like to as well.
Well,
Things-
then maybe.
Things
Yeah.
just haven't set right when we were down there and we saw John. I didn't set
I
right.
honestly, I've been thinking about it. I don't think Jackson knows. Something about Jackson and the way he talked about the changing of this old garden, wanting to work with the lupine. We know for a fact that Rosa is actively against them and has been hunting them for a while, which maybe means he and her don't share the same ideals, or that he knows something that we don't.
I'd be willing to wager that Jackson probably knows a lot more than we give him credit for.
Possibly. But I can't imagine
Remember, he's
especially
been
if
around.
those are his goals. Okay.
He's been around a
What's
real long
happening?
time, right? Like, remember the guy that we brought back, the Ventru.
Right, Tim.
He said that Jackson was around then.
As
Maybe
far as
it's
you know,
time.
continues to hang out in your refrigerator area in the back of your
We should
bar.
probably check on that guy.
I
Might be
imagine
a-
you peep in every so often, just not to cut you off, but just so you know, he literally does not and has no interest in rejoining the kindred world for the most part. He does not recognize it. Everything that he's been a part of is gone now. Everything he was fighting for is no longer around. So he kind of just resigns himself to your refrigerator.
What a
It's
life.
Artie. His name's Artie, by the way, in case you
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie The Benchwarmers?
No.
It's
Oh
been
my
a long
God.
time, but
It's been a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
Nick Swardson is in the movie and he's an agoraphobic that hates the sun and he refuses to go outside. And when he does, he just screams at the sun the entire time. That's what this reminds me of.
Okay. I think we should meet with Jackson again, but let's give him what he asked for. A little reassurance, this meeting with his friend, good use of our space.
Yes.
These things could be helpful.
I'm going to head to the bar. I'm going to see if they need anything there. It's been a couple of days. I haven't really stopped in. I need to see Kianta.
Cool. I'm gonna go eat somebody in an alleyway.
You can go ahead and
Oh.
make that roll, as you go out and do that thing.
I was gonna say, Dakota, if you were gonna go to the rack, I would join you.
Great, you can do
Do you
that
want to
thing
bring
you
her
do.
into a place, or do you? Oh, well, never mind. You roll.
That's a 6 to find somebody in the
yeah,
rack.
you're
Oh,
fine. Somebody
jeez.
feed them. You're fine. What do you got for
But
hunger?
yes, I will. I was at 3.
I
So
was
you
gonna
want to
say,
take 2?
maybe
Yeah,
we
I'm
were
gonna
on
say
our
shit
way
too.
to the rack and you just ate somebody at the alley on the way.
Yeah, somebody cat called Ava, and I'm like, I will. be
Literally, what I was gonna say is some
Right
asshole cat
back.
calls Ava, and you elbow him in the side of the face.
Yep.
And just before he can say anything, hand over his mouth into an alleyway, and you're just like, damn.
I
thanks
come
for-
out and I'm like, God, I feel better. We should still go to the rack though, just in case somebody's looking for me.
Yeah, I think that's good. I'm glad you had your meal beforehand, though.
Me too.
Ava, you may also feed if you'd like to. Are you hungry?
I'm actually good. I'm
so
a
you're just
hunger
going
one.
to feed for enjoyment's
Yeah.
sake?
Is the
You
guy
could go
the guy?
re-up. It's been 2
Yeah.
nights. It's been about 4 nights, so
I was
he
gonna-
will need a re-up if you want to go.
Yeah,
re-up it.
I'll re-up
Did
with
you ask him
the.
anything last time you saw him? I don't think so.
No, I didn't. I just got more information on like his life and where he works. and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. As always, when you disappeared on him and he panicked because he didn't know where you were, and he was hoping that he'd see you outside the club again, which I imagine is where you go. And Dakota,
Yep.
as you follow her there, you see a very similar scene. You see the familiar man wandering, kind of pacing frantically out just outside the club, always kind of like looking over his shoulder or looking around crowds of people, or as people are walking on his tippy toes, like catching their eyes and faces before you can actually fully see them. Before eventually, you both see this well before he sees you.
There he is. There's my guy.
What a stunner.
Well, I'm gonna have to, re-up our contract. So,
Well, don't hurt yourself.
oh, I don't think I will.
Are you going to do it here at the club, or are you going to take him back to his place again?
I'll do it at the club this time, and
So leave him here kind
Kinda
of
do it.
drunk and on his ass.
I imagine they go
Yeah.
in and Dakota will like make some loops around the club, but
Yep.
she'll actually, again, she's trying to be seen. She wants to be super public. So she'll like
Yep.
go from here. Maybe Ava's smoozing her and she's going to go over to the painted lady, be seen, make a couple loops, like stay in the public
Well, that's a
eye.
good distance away from this
Oh,
club.
is it?
So,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Then we'll
painted
stay in the
lady's not
rack this time.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll stay in
But
the rack
you
this time.
wander like in the middle of people. You imagine Kindred are catching your eyes because Kindred are always in the rack, whether you know it immediately or not. And so you
Yep.
like do 3 or 4 loops around the block, making sure you're seen before. On the 4th loop, as you come around the corner, Ava is literally walking out of the door.
okay. Well, my business is
You linger and kiss him.
is done.
Mhm.
So the night is ours.
And off you go to enjoy the night. As we shift further south again, as the rack and the sounds of the inner city dissipate, and we find ourselves more towards the quiet outskirts of the now being heavily gentrified area on the outskirts of Venture territory, we see Ollie as he pulls around the side of a building towards the back stairs and down towards the steel door, where on the other side you can hear the jukebox playing. The bar is open now, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you hear people chattering and having drinks and whatnot. As you swing the door open, there's Haley mid-conversation at one of the tables, handing over one of those really tall Guinness glasses, completely full with a perfect, like 2-inch head at the very top of it. As she hands it over to somebody whose eyes go wide, and he's like, makes one of those, ho, as he reaches over and to drink it. In the back, you can hear Grant maybe shouting to himself, maybe shouting to Haley. You're not sure. It's hard to hear what he's saying. As you walk into the scene, do you spend time out front? Where do we see Ollie maneuver to?
I'm just going to take it in for a minute. And this has probably been like a week at this point of it operating without Ollie being like really there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he wants to see how it's running. Are there any hangups? Is there anything that like it looks like it could use some help?
Go ahead and wits awareness me as you take a quick look at your bar. And no, they may have a good eye for cleanliness, but no eye like the owner's eye.
Right. So the rolls are running a little slow today.
Yeah, it happens. We've been roll for it
Nice.
and not roll for it. Roll 20 rather has been really slow randomly.
Come
Dang.
on,
Oh,
dice.
there we go.
2.
So as you kind of you scan your eyes around, everything looks in order. The tables look clean. The seats themselves look like they're being wiped down at night. No like weird off coloring on any sides. But there is one small thing that does catch your eye. Something that you particularly took care of yourself at the end of every night. You going to each table and filling the salt and peppers right back to the top where they should. As you look around, you can see some are half, some are quarter. There's just a complete unevenness. So you wonder if the little things are being left out. However, the grand cleanliness of it all and the grand kind of macro running of this place looks to be pretty on point.
Okay. All right. Has Haley seen me yet?
No, she's still very heavily engaged. It's a rather busy Thursday night. Thirsty Thursdays, baby.
Then I'm gonna meander to the back.
Okay. You swing the door open, and as the door swings open, Grant reflexively shouts over his shoulder, "They'll be ready when they're ready. Fuck!"
Hey, buddy. It's been a while.
Oh, he like looks around. Oh, fuck! I thought it was Haley. I'm sorry, boss. Hey, and he kind of gives you a half-ass wave as he just flips a couple burgers. Like Haley's been on my fucking ass all night long. Bitch, pissing me off, and just starts mumbling to himself.
There's a lot of people out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking people out there, and he like grandly gestures at like the 6 hamburgers on the flat that he's just tending to himself.
You want some help?
I won't say no.
I will grab an apron and I'll let him lead and just tell me what to do, that kind of
And
thing.
he, without hesitation, just starts letting you know what he needs prepped. All right, you got to get the buns for this one, cheese on this one, no pickles, no tomato on that one, fries for that one, sweet potato fries for that one, extra crispy, well done fries for that one. And it's a pain in the ass, but you love this shit.
Yeah.
And you kind of just fall into it and you find your rhythm again. And after about an hour of helping him out, you get him out of the weeds. After the last burger kind of goes out for the foreseeable future, as their tables are all have their food, he unties the top as the front apron kind of just falls forward, and he kind of pats his belly. Thank you.
Yeah.
And the
How's it going
colder it
around
gets, the more people start fucking coming to eat inside, man. It's a pain in the ass. I forget what winter's like out here.
It can be a little rough, but seems like you're doing all right.
Yeah, we holding together. How's things for you? How's the new home?
It's weird. It's there's a whole lot less of this. I like this chaos, right? It's nice.
He kind of shakes his head. Yeah, I mean, it keeps you like active, you know.
Yeah.
The nights blur by, and
What's
keeps
going
me
on,
busy.
Haley? You said that she's been up your ass lately.
Oh man,
What's that
she
about?
just God, man, you fuck up one order, you don't hear the end of it for like 30 minutes.
Just saying.
Granted, all right, it did mean that a couple tables had to wait another 30 minutes for their food, but okay, it happens. I'm sorry, I fuck up. I'm not perfect.
You want to get some help back here?
You kind of gestures like, oh, I'm fucking good now. Thank you.
No, I mean like for the future.
He kind of thinks for a minute, reaches back, scratches the back of his head kind of messily. I guess maybe for the winter that might be a little helpful at least. I don't know. Yeah,
All right.
he kind of shrugs. Yeah, I won't say no.
I'll see if I can find you some help.
Yeah, all right. Oh, that'll be a load off at least. Thanks.
How else is everything else going on? I mean, aside from staying busy, because it looks like everything's going all right.
He nods, kind of just bites his bottom lip for a minute, chewing on it, or he just kind of spits it out. Yeah, things have been good, but yeah, you ain't been around. Things been busy for you.
It's been like that for a little while.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah.
Things
No,
good?
I mean, yeah, kinda, right? Like everything's kinda good.
I heard some
It's-
shit went down.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always something. Chicago never sleeps, you know that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, your shit, something I need to like be ready
Nah.
for.
Nah, at least not as far as I'm aware.
Okay. He,
You already know.
kind of-
You already know, like as soon as I know something, I'll come back and I'll let you know.
yeah, just making sure. I don't know if I need to have my shotgun fucking loaded and ready to blast somebody's head off if they walk through the damn door. I'm so
mean,
sick of being jumped.
It can't hurt having that around, but please, like, don't shoot me.
Should we get Haley some like eat?
Probably not a bad idea. Maybe
Does
get
she
a.
know about all this shit? By the way, I ain't sent shit to her.
I don't think so. I don't think she does. I think she thinks that I am a veteran. Like
Not
military.
saying it's gonna happen, boss. But
No, I know.
if like somebody comes a knocking and she's here, it's gonna be hard to say that a veteran has like what? An old enemy from the Korean War hunting you down? Like, what's the lie I go with here?
I don't know. I got nothing. You're a quick talker. All right, you'll figure something out.
All right.
Besides, like when you start getting loud, people don't pay attention to what you say. They just pay attention to the volume.
Is that right?
Generally, that's what I've noticed. That's why Dakota starts getting loud too. Like you guys just mouth off, but you don't hear each other at the same time.
I hear her. She's just a pain in the ass, and I love her.
Yeah. Same. So, what kind of help you looking for back here? You want someone that's like a line prep or?
Oh, prep cook would be so fucking good. I wouldn't have to worry about that shit anymore. I can just worry about the shit that needs to get done for the orders at hand.
What about the, I point to the freezer. Has he come out at all?
Yeah, I tried chatting him up, but he just seems kind of like a to himself kind of guy. I don't know how he sits in that fucking cold down hall, actually. And then he reaches forward and just kind of pokes you. Yeah, you guys are fucking cold, so maybe.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a little chat with him. Hey, do me a favor. Go top off the salt and pepper shakers.
All right. Yeah, okay. Weird. And he walks out front, and then as the door opens and it swings shut, he actually walks back in. Where's the salt and pepper cap?
That's why it's not been refilled. All right. And I reach all the way up to like the highest point.
Where you get the stuff already kind of in a giant, I don't know for those who worked in restaurants, but mine were always in giant like
tubs,
pourry tub things. And so you bring those down and he looks at it, he's like, got it. And he starts going out and he starts bringing them in the back and lining them up, salt, pepper, and topping them all off. And over the course of time, as you make your way into the refrigerator, as you swing the door open, he's actually not in here right now. He's got his hat hanging on a chair, but you kind of look at a peek at the way he's been living recently. There is no bed anywhere. In fact, you can tell where he's lying on the floor because over the course of the days that have gone by, there's this kind of like imprint where like he's been lying in the same spot every single night. He's got a chair in the corner where his hat is hanging on the end, and it's like a wooden chair that has clearly been taken from your dining room. That sits in there, and he's got about 2 weeks of newspapers piled up next to it, all kind of scattered. And out front, he like laid out on the floor are the sports sections pulled out from the rest of the newspapers that are piled up.
So then he's had a chance to sort of absorb some.
Looks like he's at the very least been heavily reading daily newspapers. Do you go through each newspapers to see if they're the same dates, or do you just kind of like whatever?
I just want to like look at the cover of each one to see like what sort of topics it's tackling.
Yeah. So as you're going through the newspapers, the thing that catches you off is they're not actually exactly the past 2 weeks. They're the first few are like the past 4 or 5 days, but then they kind of skip back randomly. There's some that are like from 3 weeks ago, some that's like from a month ago, but multiple days within that month. Just seems like random parts of the past few like history of like the year or so he's been catching up on. No particular topic. Politics is super heavily up front though. I guess there is a particular topic: business and politics, and then sports. Those are like the three sections that are always prominent in the things he's been reading.
All right. I'm gonna try to work on a reintegration for this guy. He needs if he's gonna
write that in your giant note thing.
Yeah, I will. I've got to get something for him. I'm not really sure what as of this moment, but he can't stay in the freezer.
He's loving it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm sure he's appreciating his silence, but he had silence for like 70 years. He's got to find another freezer
get the
chilling.
fuck out, yeah.
Listen, Torpor is like a blink. He didn't realize, all right? But we see Ollie kind of look around, flipping through the newspapers, looking at the weird stain on the ground where he's been like sleeping, and maybe even shrug after thinking about like, what are you gonna do with this guy? And
Is
you
there any
end up
blood?
leaving.
Is there like are there any like remnants of like?
No,
like
other than
blood?
the remnants of when you originally fed him and like gave him things in the freezer. No, if he's feeding, well, he has to be. He's not feeding here.
Gotcha. Okay, then that's dangerous.
Could be.
Could be. Yeah.
If certain eyes who might recognize him, or if he's feeding. So here's here's the politics aspect that you don't need to roll for. No matter what, he's poaching.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he has no domain.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Unless he's staying within your territory. But that's not much in terms of lights out pub area.
No,
It's not 8 blocks worth like you have down in the movie theater.
Yeah.
So
No, it's like a giant square.
he's been poaching, and he's likely been poaching for weeks now.
Right. I'll poke back to Grant and to
You see him just
let
like
me know.
full fist into the tub of salt with a thing of glass in his. He pulls it out. All the salt just falls off of his nasty hand back into the tub, and he just kind of shakes it and then scrapes the top off with his greased up finger, and then screws on the top of the salt.
What are you doing, man? What are you doing?
I'm filling. What the fuck? What do you mean? What am I doing? I'm filling the salt things.
Remind me later to teach you about OSHA violations. All right, because you're killing me right now.
And he just kind of puts it down. All right, and let me know when you're ready to teach me about vampiric violations and when I can start being taught the real things. And he takes the next salt thing and jams it into the salt.
Sure. What do you got going on tomorrow?
He looks around. This scrapes off the salt, screws it back on. Do you have like a tool or something? You're just gonna watch me do it wrong all night. You can't tell me I'm doing it wrong and then not tell me how to do it.
I love and hate you. I love and hate you.
He puts it down, takes another one, and just with eye contact,
You,
jams it into the salt.
my
pulls it
favorite
up.
mistake.
Just and you go and just he gives you like the stink eye as he screws on the next top.
I'm gonna go to Haley and ask her if she's seen the any guests in the back, particularly like the guy with the cap.
Yeah, as you head up, she's actually back behind the bar. It's quieted up a little bit. Everybody's eating, so it's not that it's less full. It's just everybody's got a full mouth. And she sees looks over to you and she's like, "Oh, I thought I might have saw you walk in. Hey, how's it going?" And she walks over to give you like a gentle hug.
It's been all right.
Good to
Definitely not the same, having to clean me up every day, but it's been all right.
Life changes, dude. It happens.
Yeah.
Wow. Can I get you a drink? What's going on?
I just coming to check in on the bar. Haven't been in a couple of weeks, or at least as much as I used to be. So kind of checking it out.
It's good. It's open. She smiles. The money flow's been good, and things been busy the colder it gets. So I can't complain. Bitch, man, it's been good.
Have you been, you still having any unwanted visitors? People bothering you?
Not so much here. I don't know. She shakes her head. I don't know. This place is safe. I just don't think they do anything to fuck around when in a place like this. And she gestures to the wide variety of people in here. And plus, these people, well, they know me now. Most of them even like me. Except for that shithead. And she points to one who's just like drinking a Bud Light and watching TV.
Thought she was going to point to Grant.
No.
Man. Well, good. I'm just checking in. I'm thinking about getting you guys some help because it looks like Grant's neck deep.
Struggling?
Yeah, he's struggling. And it looks like you're keeping this place busy, so I can't be mad.
He gets the shit out. I don't know if people are staying because they just like you, know the place or what, but it can't be because of the service speed.
Well, it's clearly the good drinks, right? That's got to be what it is.
I'll take it. She just gives you a smirk. But yeah,
Have
if
you-
you're
have
looking
you,
to get help, Grant could definitely use it.
Have you seen anybody else in the back?
Yeah, Grant said to not worry about it.
He doesn't come out.
One of your I'm not trying to be offensive, but one of your charity cases.
Sure. Yeah. As he's not been a problem. He's not been bothering anybody.
I honestly, God, I've only seen the guy once, and it was on his way out.
How often does he come back? Do you have any
Every
idea?
night, I'm pretty sure. Sometimes after I leave, I imagine. I don't know. Is he staying here? I thought he was sleeping here. I imagine he comes back every night.
He does. He does stay in the back. If I don't get to him first, then let him know. I'll tell Grant to let him know that I want to see him.
Okay.
I'll be popping back by a lot more. I got some business in the rounding buildings, so I gotta make some rounds, meet with some people. But do you need anything before I go?
She just kind of takes a deep breath and while shaking her head simultaneously. No, I think I'm good. Yeah, honestly, it's just nice that this place is open and running again. Place was closed for a while.
Yeah, gotta get things fixed. You know how it is.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, by the way.
Well, we used to not be in such a great area. This place, people come in and try to, knock it off, get a couple of bucks out of the till.
Yeah.
But I don't back down. to guns, and sometimes there would be straight fire.
Damn. Jesus Christ.
It,
Okay.
it could get a little wild, but since then, we've got a couple of good patrons that have come in. I know a couple of cops now that have been watching the place.
Oh, all right. Well, that's good to know. And Chicago cops, the most trustworthy of them all.
Yeah, they certainly are.
Hey,
I'm gonna,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna get something for under the counter. Just a small gun, just a little piece, something for if you have to defend yourself.
She nods. All right. I mean, wouldn't be the first time I handled one.
Good. Well, I'll be back. Take care of yourself.
Yeah. She just kind of, almost kind of like mindlessly, kind of like has been like counting money a little bit. She kind of puts it down. It's like, oh, yeah, I'll see you when you get back. I guess it was good to see you, boss. And she kind of reaches over.
Yeah.
Then she pulls back. She's like, boss, no, hanging out with him too long.
It's all right. It's all right. It's fine. I mean, I kind of am employing you, so that kind of works.
Yeah, whatever. Stop. Since when have we ever had an air of professionalism between us, dude? Come on.
Bye, Haley.
See ya. And she just kind of gives you a wicked grin and goes back to counting.
Then,
Where does
I
Ollie
mean,
go?
I mean, I'll probably go over to see Kianta.
Yep.
Make sure that
with her. She's been keeping. Have you expanded where she's been allowed to roam?
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you re-up, you feed her just a little bit of blood.
Yeah.
You don't have to give her a full dot's worth because animal don't require as such. After the initial bonding, and she's very, very. This time around, as you visit her, you find her in the same places you do as at the end of any particular night. She always goes back to her the area that you've kind of cleared out for her. Was it in the garage that you were keeping her specifically? Where were you keeping her the first time?
It's the building actually right next to the bar. And there is an entire floor that has been.
That's what it was.
Closed off.
The garage, probably because that's where you kept the van.
Yeah.
So the entire top floor where she's been keeping, where she ended up spending the day and sleeping a lot of the time. But this time around, as you actually go up there, as you expect to see her there, as you have every single time, she's actually not around. How long do you wait?
I don't know. I'll probably wait around for half hour.
Within that half an hour, we'll say like 20 minutes or so in, near one of the bigger windows that is open, you actually catch just a slight sound. And as you kind of like look over, she comes rippling into existence as she's walking into the window, having clearly climbed and hopped up in some way as you're on the second floor. As the paw and the face kind of pulls in through the breached window, just she kind of ripples in, and the floor creaks a little bit under her weight, but not so much. She walks rather deftly before she kind of swirls widely around you. And then before she kind of gets closer and circles to about 2 feet in front of you and sits down as her tail gently wraps around her legs, standing proudly with her ears up and her dark green eyes gazing at you through her dark black fur. There's a deep, deep purring sound you can hear coming from her chest.
Then I think I'll just spend some time here.
After a little bit of just sitting there and respecting each other's space, she eventually gets up and less stoically just kind of walks quickly towards you and gives you a really hard like head boop right into the side of your head, and it kind of knocks you askew a little bit, and even your mask comes not off, but it gets like knocked askew, and she swirls around you, and the two of you spend a lot of time together, running your hands down her face and talking to her simply. She can give you simple answers and nothing more than that. As far as you can attain from her, though, she's been spending a lot more time exploring her surroundings rather than staying in one spot as she has been. And she explains that she was actually not far from here, checking out a building not far walk, basically, is all she's able to give you as far as details.
Can animal ghouls like this, can they become smarter with time? Is this something where I could like educate her?
I would say are mechanically no, but RP wise, I'd say the longer you spend time, the more you can build up like a familiarity with what certain words might represent. So you can, while you may have simple exchanges, there might be more depth where she says close building, then that means it was the building across the street she's talking about it. That kind of thing. I'm game for that for sure.
Then yeah, I think that's probably what, unless I'm like hunted out, the rest of my night will be just that, just spending time there specifically.
An intelligence animal can roll as you as this kind of comes up as an idea for Ollie. You try to get specifics out of her, just feeling out where the extent of her intelligence is and the walls of her communication abilities are.
Intelligence, animal kin. I don't think I need to. I probably do need to do Feral Whispers.
You would need. Does Feral Whispers require a rouse check?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so yes, you would need to rouse check for Feral Whispers first because you need to talk to you'd have to talk to her to do this.
Yeah.
Okay, now give me a rouse
successes.
check for that.
Yes.
So the Feral Whispers works, no problem. You gain
Where
a
was that?
hunger.
Yep.
And then you make me an intelligence animal kin roll.
Great.
You
This
begin
is
to more or less train her, almost like I kind of imagine like Coco, the gorilla.
sure.
But maybe not as smart because she's a jaguar or something.
Okay.
I can never remember what kind of cat she is. Just a big black cat. That's my.
I'm gonna rouse again to see if I can buffer this. My hunger will go up.
Oh, all right. You're at 3 then.
Yeah. That's intelligence. Modifier 1. Hey.
So
there we
through
go.
that time, as you speak to her and you kind of rouse the blood and in order to really kind of make communication, you're not able to pinpoint exactly what building she was exploring, but you are able to pinpoint it was probably within a couple of blocks as you try and talk back and forth. Like, did you see this? Did you see that? And with what, pieces of the puzzle that she's able to give you, you start being able to communicate. And that's going to be where you begin to start. As time wraps up and you stand up and roll your shoulders and the floor creaks as you both kind of begin to move. And we see Holly kind of crack his neck as he's kind of been sitting in one place for a while. In the back of your mind, just kind of clawing a little bit, there's that consistent feeling. The beast is in the back. It's quiet. Your beast is always quiet when it shows up, a simmering anger. But this is one of those simmering hungers. All you can think about as you take your first steps out and you just fall down the 3 hunger. You spend 30 minutes with this animal. And as you stand up, there's that urge to rip open a neck and drink the blood and sate that feeling. It reminds you just at the back of your subconscious. Where does Ollie go from there? The 3 of you end up planning to come back together after you went out about and did your typical things, all 3 of you?
I'll go feed.
You want to go to the rack and feed?
Nah, I'll probably just go alley cat.
The movie theater area? Do your domain? Okay, go ahead and give me an alley cat roll.
There was a roll for this on one
Strength
part of the
roll
sheet.
should be.
Yeah, I just thought there was a roll for it already.
As you were on the right, I just saw it. You were in the right spot. What was it? Blood and XP?
Blood and XP. Oh yeah, there it is, right there. It's a bunch of dice.
Ooh, baby.
4 successes.
Yep, you feed. You want to feed 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Bring down to 1, and while the beast subsides and you can almost feel it retreating to the back of your mind, unfortunately, 1 hunger always means that he's there.
Yep. Not
Just a
today.
little bit.
Not today.
Dakota and Ava, that kind of wraps up a good chunk of the time for the night. For the 3 of you, do the 3 of you want to reconvene, or was there something else the 3 of you were looking to do?
I mean, we're gonna be staying at the Ivory Tower only for safety's sake at the end of the night of being out. Like that was something that
So you're gonna spend the night in Ava's penthouse.
probably, yeah.
Okay.
Plus that puts
Ollie,
us in place to speak to the people the next morning we want to.
Yep, of course. And then as following for Ollie, would you end up going back to the movie theater, or would you spend the night?
Yeah, I'll go to the theater. I'll wait to see if there are any. I mean, despite not many kind coming here, I can imagine that there are probably at some point going to be kindred visitors. So I'll wait it out.
At some point, for sure.
I'll wait it
So,
out to see if anybody shows.
in the pouring rain, as you come out of the sewers, and again kind of greets your ears, just that persistent white noise as the puddles in the streets have grown to like little flowing rivers falling into the drains on the sides of the sidewalk. You step into that, splash, splash, getting your boots wet as you climb up onto the sidewalk and slowly trudge your way to the back of the movie theater. The door opens, and as you shut the door, it gets all muted behind the noise. And as you shout out for Dakota and Ava, not entirely sure if they plan on returning tonight. Your shouts are only returned with the distant echoes of your own voice in the back of the movie theater. You spend the night here, waiting to see if any visitors show up while Ava and Dakota spend the night in the ivory tower under the guise of the surveillance of the Camarilla. The night passes and ends. Rouse checks for the following evenings, please.
Oh.
The only one who doesn't get any hungry is Ollie. Dakota and Ava, the both of you wake up with a slight nagging feeling. For Dakota, it's less like when it comes to Ollie with that silent reminder. It's more of a companion piece, a part of you that you know all too well, that primal piece of you that wants, it's almost like dealing with the id inside of you.
Yeah.
And it kind of comes out and it's just consistently tugging at you like, hey, I know you feel it. Hey, I know you feel it. And it's almost like a back of the mind reminder. For Ava, you can't focus on your makeup as much as you would like to this morning. You can't focus on which dress is the perfect weapon to wear in front of the mortals today. Perfectly. You always pick out something that fits you like a glove, and nobody else in this room nor on the mortal streets would recognize that you didn't pick out your perfect dress. But for you, it was a little distracting as you fed yesterday. Both of you fed yesterday. And to wake up hungry again. Sometimes it just gets frustrating. And it's just layered on top of that thin layer of paranoia that even let Dakota sleep in the ivory tower willingly the night before.
Dakota meditates through her beast because that's what she does. So she'll like, well, I imagine Ava's trying to like suit up and weapon up.
Yeah, kind of like
And you can't get your eyeliner.
Yeah, like you hear her in the other room just like like sighing, like a lot of audible sighs and just like some frustration. You hear like the clanging of makeup and her dresses being flown everywhere. And she's just like, eventually she comes out kind of like rubbing her temple annoyedly.
And Dakota, as you look at Ava, she looks frustrated. She looks like a 10 out of 10. She looks incredible, as always.
Is there something wrong?
Just having an off evening, I guess. I don't know.
Should I be concerned?
No, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'm just, I don't know. Do you ever just wake up like irritated? That's just how I feel this morning. Or
Do
this
you
evening.
even know who you're speaking to?
Well, you seem as calm, as cool as a cucumber right now. You seem fine.
Because instead of lining my eyes with black gunk, I sat here in silence.
Well, sorry we all have our different rituals in the evening.
I'm just saying yours seem to be very upsetting to you. Would you like to sit in silence for a few minutes?
I don't think I've ever actually sat in silence.
It's comforting.
How do you do it?
You sit in silence. Sit down. Come sit down.
So Dakota kind of pats the leather couch next to her. There's a little creaking to it as
Right.
Ava tries and she sits. And
It's
just
called mindfulness, Ava.
and just as like you see her rear end meet the couch and you hear that creak, there's a at the door, a loud knocking.
Ava groans.
Ava
Would
stands
you
up.
like me to answer it?
Could you please? I'm going to
Dakota's-
attempt to sit in silence.
You keep doing that. Dakota stands up, very
Yep,
simply and
over
walks to the door.
to the front door. And as you just open the door, it is the ivory tower. I don't know how safe you feel here. I don't know like what Dakota's.
I imagine,
process
unless
would
there's
be-
like a whole, if I can see out the door, I will
Yeah,
look
there's
in
a
advance.
peephole.
If,
Of course, there's a
okay,
peephole. There's
then
more
I'll
than a peephole. There's a private security system that she has in this thing that has like a camera on the outside of her
Just like, yeah.
apartment that
I
just
don't
shows.
know how to
Check the
use a
feeds.
touchpad anything. So Dakota, if there's not a peephole and it's like a whole monitor, fuck it. She opens the door.
Okay, so we see Dakota just kind of walk over and she pulls the door handle and she swings it open. She fiddles with the door handle for a minute. It's really fancy looking. And as you swing the door wide, standing there in a black jacket, a crimson shirt that's unbuttoned only 3 ways down, long hair that's clearly been recently gelled and curls just gently at the end with a clean-shaven face, gorgeous dress pants, and shoes that have been shined, not looking like 5 minutes ago, stands Brett, smiling widely. And he's as he greets you, he's like, "Oh."
I
Well,
lead
no.
in the door. Brett,
And he
you came to
smiles.
visit me. No? Okay. Ava's inside.
No, I apologize. I'm trying to remember your name.
Oh, that's all right. We'll stand here until you get it right.
Ava, what's your gang girlfriend's name? As he shouts past you.
She's practicing mindfulness at the moment.
With you
You're gonna have-
around? And he gives you a very confused look.
I kind of tip my head to, like a dog that like hears something, like tip my head to the side a little bit. How about this? I introduce myself one more time. And the next time you don't get it right,
I love him.
I'll break a digit until you get it right.
That's barbaric.
I
How about if
feel
I don't
like
get it
it
right,
will
I buy you a
assure-
drink?
I'm 18. Do I look like I drink?
Haha, so funny.
It's Dakota, asshole.
Dakota, like the state. I will remember that.
There are 2 states, you know that, right?
Like the states. And he corrects himself.
Can I help you, Brett?
I actually was looking to speak with Ava.
Is that you,
Ava,
Brett? Finally, she like gets out of her and she'll like run over to the door.
Oh, I wasn't
There
aware
you
you
are.
had such an exciting night. Now, not often one wakes up with a gangrel in their apartment as he smiles. Can I walk? May I? And as you
right
gesture
in.
for him to walk in, he glides past you, Dakota, just barely not touching you. Like in whatever space there is in between, there's just a slight barrier there where he never truly comes into contact with you as he slides
As
in.
he slides past me, I go, don't be jealous, Brett. You're not my type.
He smiles. He smiles and looks over his shoulder. No, just a challenge.
Oh.
And, and
Good luck with that. Dakota takes that as a challenge. She's going to go to Ava's. While they sit down, Dakota kind of disappears into the background. She goes to Ava's bedroom.
so Brett, as Dakota walks by Brett, as Brett joins the living room and looks at one of the plenty of seating options before choosing his preferred just single person chair, he just lavishly kind of plops into it, crosses his legs, leans back, and smiles incredibly widely at you, Ava.
You're smiling quite a bit this evening.
I'd love to have a conversation. Are we keeping the gangrel around? And he leans in onto his shoulders. As she's in the other room.
She will be around, yes. Is something tells me you have some sort of what brings you
Gossip. And
here?
he smiles widely, and he can't even stop himself from cutting you off. He just leans in. He's like, gossip.
Well, do tell. I must know.
Oh well, if the state Dakota is going to be around, why don't we wait for her?
Of course. I'm glad that you're including her in on the, the
He
gossip.
smiles. He's like, he points at you. Don't have a choice. This is your place, not mine.
And Ava will call Dakota.
I bet I sound so guilty for in the bedroom. Like, what? I'm not doing anything. What?
Give me one moment, Brett, and I'll just kind of rush over to the door.
And as you walk over to the door, it's like, if there's anybody else you'd like to invite, do it now.
I think it'll be fine. Just the 2 of us for
As
tonight.
you wish.
Do you creak the door open?
Yeah, I would say Dakota.
I am like paws deep in your closet looking for something.
Do you need help there?
Possibly. This is frustrating me. No wonder you were pissed off. What? You have so much shit. How do you find anything? What is the difference between this one and this one?
Are you looking to wear one?
No, I'm leaving. You can talk to Brett. And I kind of walk up to Ava and I'm like, whatever you do, keep some shit on the DL and make sure he knows we're having a party.
Well, you're welcome to stay for the latest Rose Garden gossip if you're interested.
I lean over, I look over Ava's shoulder at Brett and like make eyes to him on the couch.
As you lean out of the room to see Brett in the chair that's sitting there, you actually see him peering around the corner. He's leaning up against the wall near the room now, just kind of leaning. And then as you peer out and meet eyes with him, he just smiles.
Okay.
Feel free.
I'm listening. And I like step out from the bedroom.
It's like, and he looks at you and he looks you up and down and he simply, with a raised eyebrow, maybe it's just because I'm a man, but what did you change?
I haven't yet, Brett. Don't hurt yourself.
And he gives a very sarcastic brow wipe. Wouldn't want to offend a pretty lady such as yourself. And he swings back over to the chair where he was. And
Well,
plops
you've
himself back
already
in.
failed that, Brett. You showed up.
That's incredibly rude.
You'll have to forgive her. It's
That was a compliment.
that's how
I am a
Gangrel
gangrel
compliments.
after all.
And you should be thankful for the charity that Ava has shown you thus far. over the
So
years.
thankful. She showed me a lot of charity last night.
I'm so glad that you brought up last night. Take a seat. Sit down.
I prefer to stand.
That's fine. Ava?
Ava will take a seat.
And then he looks to you. Then as there's like, I imagine some silence, he sighs. Who is your sire? Sienna, right?
Sienna, yes.
Has she taught you nothing? Do we not have a drink to begin proceedings?
Forgive me, Brett.
For that, please give me whatever your oldest bottle is.
Ava will go over to like, I assume she has like a decanter kind of area with like her drinks and
Oh, little bar.
Absolutely, she has a bar in here.
Ava will do it herself. For a second, she was thinking of having Dakota go get drinks, but she will get up herself and go get the drinks.
That would
and
have been
fetch some.
amazing if you had Dakota do it, but that's fine.
Dakota, can you? No.
Dakota
She'll,
wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah. So you pour some wine? Red wine,
Yes.
white wine? What do you pour?
I will pour a red wine for this evening.
How old?
That's a good question. It would not be her
Oldest?
top,
I didn't think so.
her oldest, but it'll be kind of like a mid-range.
A mid-range? Okay.
Yeah.
How many glasses do you pour?
I'll pour 3 for all of us.
All
And
right.
not that me or Dakota are going to drink it, but just for show.
Well, I
I'll
need to
pour
rouse
it.
the blood real quick. Okay, we get a little hungrier. As you walk
You have
over
a house
with-
plant? Because I dump mine in it.
I would assume I have some sort of fake plant or something sprawled.
plastic plants you don't have to tend to.
Exactly.
So you bring out hand him a glass and then Dakota a glass and you have a glass for yourself. He takes an immediate, he swirls it, smells it. I've had better. And then takes a sip.
So where were we?
Rumors, gossip from the last night. And he looks over to Dakota. You wouldn't have heard anything about a hit, a potential hit on the sheriff's life, would you?
A hit.
A hit. Somebody attacked the sheriff directly, mind you, directly. Balls on that person. Balls.
Those balls.
Nothing? You've not heard anything?
Ava and I were busy.
Very busy.
We were.
Well, I did see Ava last night. Curiously
Yes.
enough.
I did. Yes, we had a great night, didn't we?
We did. Could
we
you
did.
Could you like, man, maybe I just drank too much last night. Could you remind me what it was that we talked about?
I think we talked about a lot of things.
You seem
We
to have
talked
short-term
about-
memory problems, Brett.
It happens when you mingle with the most influential people of the city. The lower
Or
interactions
when
you
you're
tend to
sticking your
forget.
dick in every hole you can.
You allow her to speak like this within the ivory tower?
I think
And
I
a tower
just
in a city
did.
that belongs to our clan?
Wait, was it the whole part or the dick part that pissed you off? Just for further reference.
None. I just wanted to get some clarity why Ava was asking about Sheriff
Oh,
Rogers
Brett,
last
you're
night.
never gonna get clarity.
Okay. He stands. The wine was wonderful.
That being
Nice.
said, Ava and I have been working on something, right, Ava?
We have. We certainly have.
Well, I wouldn't
Hey.
want to interrupt. None of my business, as it were. Thank you for the wine. Have an excellent evening.
I
I've got-
blocked the door. We weren't
You stand.
done.
You
You're
move to stand
being
in front of him. Okay, so
you're
you move as he walks to the door. And you
being
just stand.
rude, Brett. You came all the way here, knocked on Ava's door, and you're not even gonna let her finish saying what she has to say.
Oh, I thought you speaking
Well,
out of
you're
turn.
thinking
Like,
again. That's the problem. Have a seat.
are you trying to intimidate him?
I am.
Go ahead. Make me a manipulation intimidation check.
What do I have?
Let me take. Let me open Brett's card.
I was about to say,
God.
does he have anything to go with?
Well, he'd have to resist. But you're not doing any supernatural like threatening though. He would just make a resolve composure check. I just don't know what his resolve composure is off the top of my head.
Yeah, I was just checking to see if I had anything to.
Oh, I don't know if you have any.
Myself
You have
up.
any specialties that would add to this?
That's what I was trying to think. I
Yeah,
don't
check.
actually think that I do. That's actually not true.
Okay, here you are, buddy boy.
2 bonus die to intimidation pools against mortals. Well,
Yeah, no, not quite.
not him.
So he's gonna get resolve composure. Not the biggest pool. That doesn't make sense for him,
I was
unfortunately.
about to say mine's not. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna rouse for this. I'm gonna go ahead and add an extra die. Hey, success. Because I want him to sit down and let Ava finish saying what she has to say.
You have to beat 2.
Okay, I think I can do that. Y'all. With the 1 extra, make it so. 3! Yes!
You're able to beat him out by 1. And as you suggest for him to take a seat, he doesn't look scared. He doesn't like stutter over his words. He just stares at you for a moment. Looks like he might say something. Turns back to Ava. Your brother's not here to adjust my memory. Just remember that.
Ava will pat the sofa next to her for him to come have a seat.
He sits across from you in the chair that he was sitting in before. He repicks up his glass of wine, takes a sip.
Brett, you came all the way to the Ivory Tower, so why don't I tell you about something Dakota and I have been planning? A party, an exclusive party, and we'd love to have you as an honored guest.
You may go ahead and make me a manipulation persuasion check.
Please bat your eyelashes so you can get your stunning die to go with it.
Yeah, could I use my seduction specialty?
Doesn't seem like you're trying to seduce him.
Not just yet,
So
I
no,
guess.
I'm gonna go with no.
A 3.
Okay. Let me make it an opposed roll.
A 3.
I forget what his resist against a persuasion roll is according to combat, or social combat. Just rules. I'm curious because he's gonna have some. This might be the only thing he has a decent roll here at. Okay, I'm gonna do charisma insight. See if he understands what exactly it is you're trying to do.
We're just inviting him to a party, literally.
No, I know you're inviting to a party, but you're also trying to skip over the very thing he was trying to bring up nonchalantly.
Yeah, that's actually true.
So
That is true.
lucky for you, he has no insight. It's purely wit or charisma. No, it would be a wits insight, not a charisma insight. That's dumb. Wits. Oh my god, this man.
He's dumb as shit.
One die.
He raises an eyebrow, but simply says, "Exclusive party."
Well, it's a party that we are inviting some of our closest kindred to. Those who we've had the honor to be very close with, including some very prominent figures within the city.
Oh, well, I appreciate you thinking of me, of course. Who are some of these bigger names?
Well, we are going to be extending an invitation to some Ventru. I don't know if you have had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, I have had the pleasure of his company a few times at a few get-togethers.
Very influential man. It's worth.
Nods.
You know.
He kind of just like, kind of give him that pouty look while he nods. Yes, Mr. Jackson has become quite influential within the Ventru themselves over the past few decades.
And speaking of last night, some of the conversations we had.
Yes.
Brett, I know that you and I have a lot of things that we want to accomplish, and my goal is, as always, to help you meet your goals. And remember what I said about putting in a good word with the prince. That's still on the table. And
don't get me wrong, and he kind of holds up a hand. I genuinely and graciously appreciate that offer.
of course.
And he kind of like sits forward and places the glass and leans in. If I could find out who attacked the sheriff, what would I need a good word from you for? The reward for that could be, hell, a
Would it?
seneschal position if I really, really push it.
You said
And to have
someone
the favor
attacked
of
the sheriff?
Hodges?
You attacked
Someone attacked the sheriff last night. Yeah, it's wild. Rumors are swirling all over that it was another attack. Maybe somebody who wants his position. Maybe somebody who's been brought to punishment by him before and wants revenge. Could be anybody out there.
Well, the sheriff is a very coveted position, but
Well, they didn't kill him. Don't worry.
well, unfortunately, Brett, I don't really know much about these rumors that have been milling about.
He smiles again, kind of leans back from that leaning position. I agree. I wouldn't want anything horrible to happen to you, or I don't expect you to know. So if you could just clarify for me what you were looking for the sheriff for last night, I could at least knock you off the list of suspects. And he
I
smiles.
wanted to extend an invitation to this party. He tends to keep to himself. And considering the fact that I left my position without offering him an actual opportunity or any kind of peace offering,
You may go ahead and roll your manipulation subterfuge.
thought
as
he
you say
might
that.
want to attend. A manipulation what?
Subterfuge as you lie to his face. Luckily, Brett,
That's actually not a total lie.
it's not
We
a
can still
total lie, but it
extend
is a
him an
lie
invitation.
enough where you need to be rolling. It's all
Okay,
right.
you're
I failed.
Good.
Well, let's see. You could fail too.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
You messy critical.
Did
Oh,
messy
geez.
critical. I imagine. Okay, you can tell me. I know what I imagine the messy part
Let
is.
me hear your pitch. I'm down. What was your
that
imagine?
it's obviously very clear there's tension between the two of them. So more
You're
than
obviously
likely,
hiding something.
I'm hiding something. I imagine that the distaste possibly for Hodges comes out, but the fact of the peace offering and the invitation
Enough
to the
not
party.
fully convince him, but enough where, yeah, all right, I accept. So he
Because
sits there as
yeah.
he listens to you explaining that you're looking to give him an invite, and he actually, as you finish your speech, he actually leans back and really, like, his eyes just never leave yours, Dakota, burrowing into you. Eventually, that concentration is broken with a sip of his wine, and as he reaches forward to grab it from the table again and drink it. You know, it's no secret, Dakota, that you and the sheriff have had a tumultuous history.
Yes, he's not very fond of me.
It's more venture-intorior of you to want to reach out to him and show him an olive branch, if you will.
I guess you
So-
could say Ava is rubbing off on me.
Is that why you were here?
Where?
In her?
That- Oh,
Sweet.
Brett, you think that I'm here because you
She
really
just-
are
he smiles.
dense.
I'm not entirely sure I believe you, Dakota, and I'm one to put honesty on the table first. I want to make sure you understand I am a man of nothing but brutal honesty at any given time. But if that ends up being true, I have to say, and he looks over to Ava, you've done a great job at bringing society to a wild creature.
I do what I can, she says very reluctantly.
Yeah. There's like a gritting of
like
the teeth.
yeah.
Dakota leans over and goes, "It's been a intimate training process between the two of us."
There's his eyes dilate for a moment.
Yep, I'm sure they do.
Yeah, and then he kind of blinks for a minute. Well, I will contemplate on your invitation. Where is it to be held? At the rinky-dink little movie theater that you were given?
Yes, at our theater.
Renovated theater.
The vintage theater? My apologies.
Yes.
Older
Yeah.
things have never really been my...
There'll be some entertainment and some wine and
Entertainment and wine?
Interesting.
He
I can
actually
assure
decides,
you.
as it's clear, Dakota like hesitates. There's like entertainment and wine, and he just he lets the awkward pause sit there for a minute. He's like, "That's enough for me. I love entertainment and I love wine." He stands up, downs the rest of what's in his glass, taps his palate, then notices the both of your glasses are complete. Well, no, Dakota dumped hers, but notices your glass is completely full,
Mhm.
and he looks and is like, "I didn't think it was your best, but I appreciate the effort. Thank you for your time, ladies. enjoy the rest of your evening.
See you soon, Brett.
Bye, Brett.
He winks at, like, just winks in your general directions, spins like incredibly flagrantly, and he prances out. And that's the only word that you can really describe the way he carries himself.
Hey, I did it.
Good work. It was good you were here because, oh God, you know, he's starting to actually get on my nerves now.
Don't let him fucking bully you around.
Oh, I should have known that it was not.
Look, he's dumb as shit, and the only thing he cares about is sex and gossip. There is a lot that you can use to dangle in front of him.
God, yeah, that's the perfect descriptor. You're right. I will not let him bully us. He
can bully me
position
because he thinks it works, but you, I don't like him bullying you.
Well, at least we seem to have got him to shut up for some time, not try to spread rumors that he shouldn't be spreading.
We asked about the sheriff, now we have to extend an invitation.
I was just thinking that we'll have to invite good old Hodges to the event. I don't know how.
How?
I
know where his offices are.
I do know where his offices are. That actually is a good thought. We went asking around about Hodges. Damien told us that he had a set of offices, but he did not say anything about the house. Which means if we show up at the offices and nothing bad happens, we look at least a little less guilty.
Our story checks out, then. Yes, I think that's probably a good idea.
The real question is, who's dropping the invitation off to Hodges?
Well, we could all go together.
Oh, that'll end well.
Or we could send somebody.
I should be the one to leave it, shouldn't I?
It would look good if you did.
Or bad. Fuck. Okay.
Either one. You don't know how it could be seen.
I mean, the thing is I do need to clear the story, which is that I went asking about the sheriff and I needed to find his location. If I find his location and I do what I said I was going to do, which is drop off an invitation to this party, then I just am afraid I'm going to bump into him and he might be real upset.
Which is why I think maybe we should bring Ollie.
I have an idea. What if we don't send any of us? What if we pay some fucking kind to go drop it off on his front door?
We could, but I think the idea of doing a personal invitation...
Ollie's not gonna like this.
Probably not. If we were gonna just send an invitation through somebody else, we would have dropped it off for... We wouldn't be asking about where he lives.
All right, let me think on this. We still have time, right? The party's not for like a few nights.
Yes.
As long as we come through in the inn and invite him.
Sure, it doesn't have to be immediately.
Maybe we should talk to Rhonda. Let her get some, word out or whatever she does.
I think that's a great idea. See if we can even extend her the offer of invitation and see if she can help us.
She was the only kindred of any note that ever showed up to your one party that one time.
That's true. She was.
She judged the shit out of us, but she was there. She was fucking there. So Rhonda might be a good, and then I will go see if we can't get Damien to move his timeline up for performance.
Sounds good. Is there anybody else that we need to think about? Jackson. Do we want to tell the prince, or at least leave the note for the prince? That's probably the better option.
Yeah, we could leave a note, or we could ask Rhonda to tell the prince. Not that she's gonna come, but...
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
It's not like she wants to see me anyways.
What about Nero? No, never. Nero comes with baby chorus. You know that.
I was about to say, yeah. So once we book baby chorus, we'll have like at least some fucking kid
You'll need
there.
the entirety of the rest of the NPC Toreadors that you haven't met yet.
I
Oh,
They're
yeah,
all
I
in
was.
the band.
Oh,
Minus the one Bruja, which is Damien.
oh, look at that.
we might need some kind, sitting around.
Some food.
I'm just saying. I'm sure Brett will bring his own, but he's not going to bring enough to share. Especially not after I pissed him off and stomped all over his ego.
We could probably get a few. I can probably herd some over. Literally get my herd and come over.
How many dots in herd do you have? I forget. Two?
Let me check. I think I have 2.
So we have like
so
three.
we could
We have like three. in herd.
three or four, yeah.
There's,
Okay,
Yeah, I have 2 in herd, yeah.
okay. Well,
Is
that's.
this whole conversation happening in your penthouse?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a plus plus. We haven't said anything bad. We haven't said anything about that. We just have to get an invitation to Hodges.
No,
Yeah.
no. It's just the conversation and the way you're phrasing it is like, we need to get to him so that people believe that we want to get him to the party. So I'm just curious.
Which is true.
It is true, but you literally put it under context of a cover for the truth. So I imagine, because you've done this so many times, I don't want to fuck you guys over like it's season 1 again. Like, I understand. I imagine a lot of the private conversation, minus what Brett was talking about, because he did that probably on purpose, if you were to guess.
Yeah.
That you get ready, you leave, and as you're walking the streets,
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
this
yeah.
conversation.
Yeah, or like we take to an alleyway out back and it
It
comes
just
like, I'm
comes
gonna
to
go
a
talk
point
to
where if you
Damien and you go to
micromanage every
Rhonda.
single action, every single thing,
Yep.
it gets unrealistic. Like, oh, you guys are just thinking and talking, not necessarily.
Yeah.
So you talk to Rhonda, I'll talk to Damien, and then I'll try to swing by and grab Ollie, and maybe he and I can go hit up Jackson.
Okay.
Do you want to bring Ollie to be introduced to Damien?
Oh, that's a thought. I could just pick him up on the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll go to the Lights Out pub and grab Ollie. I assume that's where he'll be.
So, as the two of you begin to figure out your plan, walking away from obviously the ivory tower, more into the rack area where it's a little bit more, the camera will actually pull away as the two of you split further up so we can only see the skyline of Chicago. And then we'll fade to black and we'll go to break. And we'll come back in a little bit and pick up where I think we'll pick up with Dakota and Ollie.
Gonna have a party. A
back
big
in a
old
few minutes.
kindred party.
Don't go anywhere. Unless Maggie's not here. Which
Oh,
looks
no.
like it might
Which if
be
that's the case, you have to listen to my whole party song.
Oh no, I perfectly cut to break. Anyway, so how's everybody doing?
You know,
Everybody good?
I'm here.
I kind of
check,
gotta
check.
pee and I don't want to think about the game right now because it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
And I
Matthew's
also am, like,
eyeballs are
kinda
floating.
hungry. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
breaking. Hey,
There
Maggie,
she
we're going to
is.
break. Ready for break, everybody. Goodbye. Welcome back, everybody. Hello, hello. I hope you enjoyed your little break. It's time to pick back up. I can't remember where I was going to pick up.
I think Dakota and Ollie, right? Going to...
Oh, yeah, I was going to grab
Yeah, we're going to
Ollie.
pick up actually as Ollie already back at the movie theater. It's not pouring rain this particular night, Dakota. As you make your way out of the ivory tower, there's still scattered clouds and definitely a chill breeze, especially that there's a lot of areas that are still wet. But there's also a light drizzle that kind of flicks around you, and every so often you get hit with a few drops here and there. And that kind of surmises your walk all the way back to the movie theater.
Can I ride my skateboard?
Yeah, of course.
That way I'm not so slow.
Yeah, no, yeah. I always forget that you have a skateboard on hand. Like it's just not something.
It's
that's
always
in
strapped to my
head.
back.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
it's always there. So as you kind of get out, maybe even enjoy a little bit of the plocking of the little gentle drizzle, pulling your hood back up. You swing it back, pull your hood up. So you see her kind of slide the skateboard out and clack it on the concrete, and with a couple of kicks and the rolling of the off she goes. Ollie, you hear that coming about half a block away. You can hear the rolling of the skateboard over a lot of other things, especially in this part of town where there's not a lot of foot traffic to cover it up. And soon so you hear the skateboard kick, shortly followed by the door swinging open.
Well, hi there, Ray.
Knock. Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, like yell
hello.
out. Hi.
I assume that everything went well last night.
Well, let's hope so. I stayed in the ivory tower. Brett showed up, though, sticking his nose where it didn't belong. Up Ava's butt.
I'm not surprised. It is Captain Banana Hammock after all.
Yes. He was asking a lot of specific questions. I think we managed to at least convince him he didn't know as much as he thought he did. But, we did tell him the reason we came asking about the sheriff is because we were going to invite him to the party.
All right, that's not bad. It's not bad.
Which means we have to invite the sheriff to this party. So, I was going to head north and go chat with Damien to see if they'd maybe want to play. Would you like to meet him?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I was about to say, what
Why
else are
not?
you doing? What else are you doing right now?
I relaxed a lot yesterday. Would you be surprised to find out that I went and made sandwiches and did dishes? I also wrestled with Kianta for like an hour.
Okay. Well, we each choose our own path, right? And whatever makes you happy, Ollie.
Yeah. It's the mundane. Yeah, I mean, I guess, like, jaguars aren't exactly mundane, but they're just a big cat, right?
Maybe I'll have to bring Bella over and they can have a cat date.
As you say, Bella, the jingling of her collar as she leaps up onto a nearby counter, sitting herself down.
How is she always here? Like, she's everywhere.
That's the point. And she keeps all the snitches' little rats away.
All right, sure. This Damien fella, what's he like?
Tall, dark, and quiet. Guitar, brooding.
All right, there's only room enough for one of those, Kindred in Chicago. All right, so now I have to meet him.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Holly. He's a bit of a brick wall, and I don't mean built like a brick shithouse. I mean, like, has the personality of a brick wall.
Okay.
Nice fellow, though, and said good thing about the gangrel. No, let me rephrase that. He said he missed the gangrel. Nobody ever says that. And
All right.
he seemed really interested in needing a venue to play in. And he mentioned being interested in houndship.
Okay, so the play is to go offer him a place to
See if he
for
wants
his
to play a
band.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he'll bring
Right.
everybody. That includes Nero.
Okay, sure. It seems easy enough. I hope he's good.
Does it matter?
Kinda.
I I mean, I guess it'll make it less enjoyable if he fucking sucks, but I don't care if he plays a kazoo as long as he shows up and brings other kindred with him.
Does he have an entourage?
I imagine he's got groupies and shit, right? Or if he doesn't, we could encourage him to bring some.
From my experience, they don't. Punks and punkers, they tend to not have like a lot of groupies. They have like roadies. They're typically a lot of like leather-clad, smelly big dudes that carry their equipment on stage.
Okay.
Groupie is a bit of a different connotation.
I get what you're saying. I mean, I'm saying either way, as long as there are bodies here.
Sure. All right.
Plus, you know what? We might look out and he might have some groupies.
I'm not sure who's looking out there, though. Is there a reason that we need do we need groupies?
I don't need a groupie, but I'm sure they're going to want to bring their groupies, right? It's about an open invitation, Ollie.
So wait, is this gonna be a Feng Zone?
Well, that'll definitely change the clientele.
And I think your guests as well.
Probably. We should probably at least... You know what? Fuck it. All we can do is ask and see what he... I mean, I don't know. The last party I planned, nobody showed. Oh,
You need to talk to what's her face, the harpy.
Ron,
Yeah.
Ava's on it.
All right.
And then I thought
good.
maybe after we, book Damien, we could go talk to Jackson. He seemed interested in our area. And he's going to be talking to somebody he wants us to do business with. Might as well give him a tour of the new space.
Sure. It can't hurt, right? I mean, especially if this sovereign fellow, happens to show up.
Yeah, I'm nervous about that. I don't know why.
We'll see what happens.
Is that cheeky face? I saw it.
Do anything.
I'm nervous about it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's all I have. I also don't have a car because Ava has it, so...
I can still get there fast.
You can.
We can.
The labyrinth.
Yeah.
Do we know how to get up there, Mathis? All the way up there?
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. Up all the way up where?
All the way to the recording studio through the
He can
labyrinth.
get you into he can get you into the neighborhood.
Neighborhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you're guiding, that place creeps me the fuck out.
It shouldn't be bad. As long as we stay X path, we'll at least dodge 94 stoplights, and that beats the shit out of any kind of car driving in the city.
Sold.
So
Are we going to wait on Ava, or are we heading up there now?
Are you expecting Ava to trudge through the labyrinth with us? Ava's on
She's-
4 wheels taking all the stoplights to talk to Rhonda.
All right. I mean, she surprised me before, but all right.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Maybe we'll check here before we go back for Jackson.
Fair. All right. Well, let's get a roll on.
Okay. And off you go up north. You're going to be bringing him, obviously, just to the neighborhood. The neighborhood itself. I'm just trying to find the place where it tells you the neighborhood. Over by Lakeview. You're heading over to Lakeview neighborhood. Did I call it? Was it Backtrack Studios? Is what I called it.
I think that was.
Even though I
hang
think
on.
that's incorrect. It should be
I wrote it.
Starchild Studios.
I
but-
wrote it down. I did write this down. Oh,
Backtrack Studio.
Where did I pull that name from? Because that's not correct. But that's fine. It is now. It's the
Okay,
the Chicago version.
okay. Backtrack
Yep,
Studios.
Back to Backtrack Studios. As you kind of head into there, this time there's nobody out front. Like last time.
Kathy's
as
not
you,
there.
Not out.
Is it
Well, not at the front. As you make your way
Okay.
across, are you heading in, Ollie, obfuscated, or are you just straight up just walking in?
I'm going to walk in.
Okay, cool. I'm just curious what we're looking at here as far as the camera. On the inside of the lobby, the door opens with a little bell jingling, and in steps Ollie and Dakota. This time around, though, Dakota, you don't, as you kind of look around, there's nobody up front here. For you, Ollie, it's a rather plain-looking kind of lobby area with a few pictures and records hanging up nearby, all of baby chorus. As you look around, and even actually look at the posters up front and stuff, something that Dakota and Ava didn't catch the last time because they were very quickly brought out back and business was dealt with. It looks like these are all like magazine clippings and newspaper clippings of baby chorus from like 50 years ago.
Wow.
Somebody's got a few years on them.
I've never heard of them, have I? Not like with Streetwise, anything like that?
You would get actually the only thing that you would be able to roll for this would be like an intelligence Streetwise.
Yeah.
See if the name rings a bell in your mind when you finally get a good look at some of these people.
Sure.
I think last time we said Dakota had heard of them.
Yep,
But like
you'd
she
heard
didn't
of
really
them over the local
listen to
scene.
them.
Yep.
Let's see. Let me see if I even have a
What's
mild
the
recollection.
oldest date on the magazines?
You're in 2020, so the 70s or late 60s, early 70s. Would
Okay.
be the earliest you'd have seen.
What'd you,
I got
what'd
3
you get, Bob?
successes.
And none of
Okay.
them have it looks like none of them have Damien on them as part of the band. With 3 successes, what was you've heard of them. They've never gone beyond local though. They're like a local Chicago band that's somewhat popular. They were way more popular 40 years ago though. This is kind of a resurgence of the band themselves. And they play what Dakota said was like a punk rock is actually more like a blues rock type of music that they play, a little slower, more foot stomping, kind of like old timey music from that era.
Okay. All right. Definitely not punk then. Not what I was expecting.
Nope.
Just thinking like Rancid.
He just
Johnny
looks like
Rotten.
he plays punk.
Do I hear? Is there anybody in the back? Is
As you
music
look around,
playing
maybe
or
you start-
recording?
I was gonna say, as you start making your way maybe down the hallway without much of a care, you actually can hear what sounds like maybe some music being recorded out in the recording studio where you were brought last time. The door is shut, however.
Wait, was Nero in torpor and he just recently came out of torpor?
That's what the party was for. The
Gotcha.
party that you
So-
went to a few when
He woke
ago.
up
He woke
and
up.
they got the band back together.
Yeah.
Yeah, he woke up.
Mathis-
Remember, he woke up having music in his head. That's what.
In
Yeah.
his head. Chat's right. Backtrack is the name of Brett's club.
Gotcha. Star Child Studios is the name
Star
of his
Child
club.
Studios. Okay.
There it is.
I need to write that down
Yeah, write that down.
so that I can fill it into our Excel document.
But yes,
Ah.
Nero did wake up from his long torpor, scribbling down music on a piece of paper wildly. That's how he was found. None of you know that in game, of course. Only that there's whispers that he woke up with music
From
in
a
his
dream
mind.
with music on his mind. Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, if they're recording, I'm not gonna like interrupt. You know what I mean?
Yep, so you just want to be patient.
Yeah, just kind of
wait
wait it out until somebody like, because who am I to barge on
Yeah.
his stuff?
Do the two of you have any conversation then in this lobby out of curiosity, or you just kind of want to push forward until they're done?
I mean, unless she's got anything pertinent to say, then I'll just wait it out.
Okay. About an hour to two, somewhere between an hour or two pass before eventually it sounds like it goes silent back there. You hear the door handle kind of jiggle, and as the door swings open, a burst of conversation amongst many different voices, as you can hear clanging and maybe packing away of instruments happening just around the corner. Nobody comes out yet right away, though. The door just opens. Eventually, after a little bit of time, Nero is the first one to walk out. He's walking next to a man you don't recognize. He looks like he might be in his 30s or 40s. Blonde, dirty blonde hair, has a widow's peak, looks like just beginning over here. And he dressed very casually with a kind of a vest and jeans on. They are having words with one another, but they walk by the both of you without acknowledging you. Shortly after, out walk Damien and Kathy. Kathy with the long dark hair, really big hoop rings, and a gorgeous deep crimson dress. She's smiling and chatting and seems deeply engaged with Damien as they make their way out of the door. Damien listening, but looking at the floor, not really looking at her, as she seems to just be kind of enraptured in whatever she's talking to him about. Eventually, they make their way to the lobby. Again, pushing past you, however, there is an acknowledgement between the two of you, between the four of you, rather. and Kathy says her goodbyes as Damien goes to leave, and Kathy spins around as the door jingles shut and to look to the two of you. She's like, "My apologies. We were recording. How can I help you?"
Actually, we were here to speak to Damien.
Oh,
we were
well.
going to see if the band would be interested in a gig.
Oh, well, you found the right person, if accidentally. That's not Damien's job. That's mine.
Great.
Please. And she says, office, back this way. And
So
she
I
quickly,
point so that at least Ollie knows which one was Damien.
Mhm.
So like there's at least a connection made with like
who
since
Damien is.
who Damien is.
Yeah. Just to describe him for you, Ollie, looks like he's in his really early 20s, tall, black, with a short haircut, incredibly clean shaven, and he wears a really worn t-shirt. Yet not the same t-shirt this time around, Dakota, as you saw him, but a t-shirt that also says Baby Chorus on it, and it looks like it's seen at least a decade's worth of use in it, and how faded it is and how loose it seems to fit him.
I don't think we had a proper introduction the last time I bumped into you. Ava was driving conversation. I'm Dakota.
As the door opens to the office, and there's a small desk that she goes and sits behind, and as ushers the two of you to go ahead and sit on a couch that's up against a wall, she gestures for whoever's last to shut the door. And she sits crossing her legs, and she's like, "Good to meet you, Dakota. My name is Kathy. I don't know if you remember. And you," and she looks over to Ollie. "We don't often see your kind out so publicly."
Fair. We try to stay a little closer to home, or at least where we're a bit more welcome.
She smiles. "It just was no offense particularly intended at you."
No offense taken.
She smiles very weakly. Do the both of you sit on the couch?
Yes, if she's offering. I mean, I don't have a reason not to.
You both, well, at least Dakota sits. Does Ollie sit?
I'll stand in the door.
Okay. You stand near the doorway. She doesn't cause her, like, she doesn't misses a beat. As Dakota sits, and it's very clear that Ollie is not going to miss, she goes, "So, you are looking to hire Baby Chorus then for a gig? Let's hear it."
We're having a party. A private party. At our
You have my
new-
attention, and she smiles.
Yeah, I kind of try to lean into that a little bit so maybe she knows more of what I'm talking about. I had the pleasure of meeting Damien last night, in fact. I came by, we dropped off a card with him for our venue. Renovated theater.
He's a sweet
South.
boy.
Yeah, and we've been renovating, building out the new domain. And we want to give a little bit of a thank you to Bella by having a party in
Of
her
course.
honor.
She almost snaps in like her mind almost remembers. She's like, I entirely blanked that your coterie has come into some territory recently, a celebration. We could definitely do something like that. Where exactly are you looking to host this get together in your domain? If my memory serves, your domain isn't close to downtown. I don't know where she put you exactly.
Because we're south of the city.
Whereabouts? How south?
It's not Brighton Park, is it?
No, you're over
Where's the
by
park?
Bridgeport.
Perfect. If that's what she needs to hear. Bridgeport.
Brighton Park. You were correct.
No, it is Brighton Park. Yeah.
Yep.
We're just south of Brighton Park.
There's a moment where it looks like she's like running something in her head. She's thinking, she's like, oh, the new territory. For a moment, I was concerned some renegade anarchs were looking to invite me, Baby Course, into the band, which doesn't make sense being that you were with Ava. I was confused. Yes, sure. We could potentially do something like that. What venue did you have in mind? There's not many places out there that I can think of off the top of my head that would be worthy of...
Like I said, we've renovated an
Right.
old theater.
An old theater.
It sits about 100.
She, as you say, an old theater, and start giving her a number of just about 100. You see her reach into her drawer. She pulls out a yellow like notepad, and a kind of a pen that's on her desk. She pulls out of like one of those. It's not like a fountain pen, you know what I mean? Those like fancy ballpoint pens that have kind of a stand for them. She reaches forward and pops it out of it, and she starts writing it down. Do we have a name for the theater?
Ava, what did we decide to call it?
The Neon Cinema.
Yeah, Neon Cinema.
Neon Cinema. Ooh, very 80s. Okay. And you said it could fit 100?
Roughly in seats.
That's not a problem. We should be able to fill that rather easily. And we're looking to celebrate. However, celebration of kindred territory doesn't really work well with the locals or the mortals that we would want there. Have you thought about celebrating a renovation of a vintage theater then? That would look good for us as well. A little bit swanky, would attract our clientele a little bit
How
easier.
about this? You
club.
tell us what you need to make you look good. We'll make it happen.
She thinks, and she begins writing it down a little bit. The more she scribbles, the more into it she becomes. You see her hunch over a little bit further, closer to the paper. You see her
while
very
she's like
interested.
writing, I cut eyes at Ollie. I like raise my eyebrows like, it's working.
I don't say anything. I'm just gonna let her have this moment.
After a bunch of writing, then that silence, she kind of sits up. Well, it's exactly the kind of place we enjoy. A smaller, more intimate settings. Usually we look around between 200 and 300 people, but 100 people, we can sell it as more exclusive. We can jump the ticket prices up. We'll have quite a few people who
Ollie has a wine bar connected, in fact, for your exclusive VIP, right, Ollie?
I do.
We could assign a bartender for the evening to take care of that and serve drinks, as long as we could take a percentage of the cut of profits that we make off of it.
Profit
and I-
immediately. Dakota's like, I hadn't even thought about money. Like,
She looks up and places the pen back in. I'm going to want to see the place first before we sign any contracts and the like. And again, we'll take care of clientele filling the place. The type of audience you're going to be looking at is going to be a little strange at first. It'll be people in their 60s and 70s mingled with younger folk who kind of enjoy a more retro style band. Damien has done a great job of bringing in that younger audience. But the thing about older fans is they have deeper pockets. And she smiles gently.
that is good to hear.
It is not a kind exclusive event.
No, I certainly would hope not. Kindred would be welcome, of course, but Kine would need to be the majority of who fills it out.
We have
She's like, she apologizes. As you're about to go forward, she actually apologizes. She's like, I do apologize if this isn't clear. We don't do Kindred-only events.
I would hope that you don't.
She nods.
But it never hurts to clarify. It's our first time doing business together.
Yes,
And maybe save a few seats. We have a few personal invites as well.
Give me a number. We could work on making those VIP tickets that are a price that most of our clientele wouldn't be able to afford. You have
Maybe
time? I need to
I was about to say,
look this over first.
when you come look it over,
And
when
how
would you like
when are you
to
looking
do
to do
that?
this get together? I guess would be the follow-up question to that.
A week.
Ooh, that's a rather short term. She's like, then she looks over to a wall where there's a paper calendar and there's a bunch of stuff written on all the different dates. And she kind of looks over to are we looking a week from today exactly?
I'm
We'll
guessing
make it a
that's what
weekend
we're saying.
event. Because
Sure.
today's technically like Friday, so we can do it on like a Sunday or something like that. So like
Yeah.
9 days away.
Yeah.
All right. We can make this work. I'm certain we have a free slot on a Saturday. Okay, I would need to come see it in a couple of days then. Monday, Tuesday, somewhere around there, if that works.
We can arrange this.
She nods and scribbles some things down. Any questions or preferences as far as the event itself?
Is there anything that we can do for all of you?
She thinks. The only thing I could think of is payment, since this will have some of our kind attending. I'm going to want payment in cash.
Okay. How much?
Well, it'll depend. I want to look at the place again, and I want to see what I can reasonably afford to charge people for entrance into your venue, depending on where the location is exactly, how redone or renovated the place has become, and what we can do to improve the atmosphere. Business.
Okay. Say, and just a consideration, we cover the expense of all of the alcohol. All of it.
You paid up
maybe
front? An open bar?
I kind of nod, like that actually would be a resource I think we would be able to get more than say hard cash right now, right?
I mean, we have plenty of
We have a
resources.
lot
Yeah,
of
I was
hard
about to say
cash
we
as
have
well.
plenty of alcohol, so like if we could cover that expense for them and you keep Say the door.
She thinks for a minute. Well, if you're reasonably certain you can afford an open bar for however long the get-togethers may have been, I'm not going to turn that down, of course.
Pitch together a list and tedium of amenities needed and what you might think the venue might succeed with, and
Certainly
we should be able
alcohol.
to come to an agreement.
If we're going to have Kindred at the event, it's going to be a blackout event, understood? No technology, internet, any of that.
Completely agreed.
We'll make it, again, exclusive, which means no recordings of the band while they play as well.
Of course.
Cell phones at the door. Again, we can reasonably charge more for an experience like that. Some mortals find it.
Intimate.
She just kind of nods.
All right. We'll look into some security. Make sure everything is good to go there, and
One of the group will, if not myself, will be around the theater, and by Monday or Tuesday, I'll make sure I send word and we schedule a proper time. Once that place is approved, then we'll move forward with planning and payment. I'm excited. She's like, oh, and this will be the first event held at this particular theater since it's gone down.
If it matters, there will be some higher profile invites from the Kindred community.
She smiles. She's like, I have no issues with that whatsoever.
yes, it will be its first reopening and first public event.
She writes that down. Yes, all of this, it's like a perfect storm.
You know, I know you said no technology, and I totally agree, but I have another offering, another thank you. It doesn't have to be taken up the night of the event, maybe later. In renovating the space, we were also able to acquire a working film reel. Not any of that internet-based Wi-Fi bullshit.
It's very vintage, a retro experience.
She taps her chin a couple times. While that is certainly something worth using, maybe perhaps in the future for you, I don't, and we don't as a band, have no interest in that. It's all about the live performance for us. Minimal.
You don't like
extras.
to watch movies?
Oh, certainly, but not while we're there to work and perform.
Oh, I say no, I think you misunderstand. I'm offering you and the band a chance to come back and have a private viewing.
The invite is appreciated.
I guess you could say our coterie enjoys a good film.
She nods. We'll take that. I'll take that invite and make sure it's extended to the band properly. And she actually does make a note on the paper. Other than that, I appreciate you coming to us and thinking of Baby Chorus first for your performance, your first performance in decades in Neon Theater. I'll do a little research, or have one of my own do a little research on the place. Perhaps there's a nugget of information we can use to remarket this place as the event to be to sell out as quickly as we can. It'll be good to get their Baby Chorus's music back out there again.
Do we have a marquee out front, or like a poster sign or
Like
anything
a-
like that?
Like
I'd say like one of those clear things that you can
Yeah.
put posters in.
yeah,
poster
exactly.
in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a poster space out front if you want to print one and bring it with you.
Oh, that could be good for. She does write that down. Yeah, that could be good for marketing for the days leading up to the get together, as long as we have enough. Okay. Well, I think I have everything I need. It was excellent to meet you, Mr. And she looks up to you again, Ollie. Did I get a
Oliver.
last name? I apologize,
Hopkins.
Mr. Hopkins. It was a pleasure to meet you, and you too, Miss Dakota. Business couldn't have been smoother.
It was a genuine pleasure.
I'll see you out. And she stands up as she uncrosses her legs and pushes herself back from the desk, quickly strides over with large gait and to the door, opens it, and brings you out front to the lobby where she escorts you out of the studios.
Dakota's gonna pop if we don't get out of this place. She's so excited.
How far away do you get before Dakota pops?
I imagine we get out the
Back
front
into
door
the
and
sewers?
yeah, we get into the sewers and I'm like, that was amazing. That's not who we talked to last time. Damien, the guy that walked out, that was the one that we talked to. But she was really nice.
Yeah,
And they said yes, and they're
Yeah,
gonna do
yes.
it.
you're doing it.
No, you don't seem very excited.
No, I am excited. It's good. Like this, what you did in there, that's what I have been doing the last like 12 years.
I know, but you're like really good at it, and people like you.
And
Nobody
you're
likes
getting
me.
better. You're likable. Stop beating yourself up.
Yeah, tell that to. Well, some people like me, Ollie. Not everybody.
Well, fuck them. You don't need them.
That's right. I don't fucking need them. I don't fucking need them. And maybe I even yell that really loud. I know we're in the sewers, but fuck it.
You just shout it and it echoes in all directions. Your own voice is just over and over again. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it.
I don't need that. Shit.
By the way, what you did there at the end when you were trying to invite them back is a nice touch, but if you're trying to be friendly with them, make sure that you scratch an itch that they can't do on their own. We've got a vintage experience, a retro reel. Find something that you know that they're going to be into. I bet I could find something. I know some music people in Chicago could probably get like one of the earlier concerts of Yes or Rush, something like that. That would be valuable for them to watch, especially if we can get some quality speakers in there.
If you can get something, all we have is Star Wars. I think it's pretty cool. They're old as fuck, right? Star Wars is old as fuck. It seems like a solid...
It seems like it, but music men and movie men, very different people.
Well, I've never really met either of them, so this is all new to me. But they're gonna play.
Good. Good. You were impressive in there.
I'm trying really hard.
Nah, you don't have to try. You just are impressive. You should really know that.
Yeah, well, it doesn't seem like anybody that actually has any pull feels that way.
Again?
So instead, I'm gonna make their lives miserable till they need me.
I'm gonna echo it. Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. That's what I said when I handed the dead dare to Ava. I made her press the button.
That's kind of intense.
She enjoyed it.
No, I would have never guessed.
I mean, I think we both did it, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate to tell her. We may have to dump her car.
There's only so long that she's gonna, like, swinging around in that old hoopty. It's not gonna last that long.
Well, and now if it's been sighted at all at the scene of the crime or in the area, we should probably get rid of it.
It's just not her style. Why does she want a big body for? She probably wants a little coupe, a little two-door or something sporty.
Who's getting Ava something sporty?
Ava. Ava gets something sporty for herself.
Oh, so what you're saying is if I take her shitty car, then she has an excuse to get a nice one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Unless you don't want it. I'll drive the car. Don't bother me none.
Yeah, but if it was spotted at the scene of the crime, it's really hot. We should get rid of it. I still second that. Hey, Ollie, I just had an idea.
I'm all ears.
What if we dump the car somewhere outside of our place, somewhere that if it is spotted, it could be tied to somebody else?
Like who?
Like the SI. Why don't we go park it on a block in their territory and just leave it? If they
Really
blow it
have
up or get rid of it, great. If it's spotted, even better.
Well, the only place to know that they're going to be at, they're going to look for any kind of kindred that are there. If you go too far, you wander into the park. And,
Yeah.
well, between a rock and a hard place, one of which is a bald bastard that totes the word of God and the money of the government. The other which is Big Bad Wolf.
Yeah, the wolves. I have this feeling that Jackson will be able to give us something useful on that, since they don't want to have fucking anything to do with me. Oh, and maybe just outside the territory, nearby. And this bald fuck, he can't be everywhere at once.
You're right. But he's got a lot of people on payroll. Government dollars, they go far. It's endless.
You know, Ava could just have some random hotshot off the street go drop it at a address in that neighborhood.
Yeah, probably could.
Just talk him into it, and then he, you know. Especially if it's helping her out.
Or, we're in Chicago. You can just move it over to a chop shop. You know what Chop Shop is? Okay. It's like it's a place where they cut up cars. They move parts out of them, sell them. Typically happens a lot more with more valuable cars, but
Can
this could
we
just be a
make
quick turn.
money?
I mean, we could just sell it to a scrapyard for like $100.
Well, I'd like more than $100 off of,
A hot car that we stole from a rogue kindred.
They don't know that.
We do.
Well, what happens when we chop it?
Well, we don't chop it. They take the car.
Do they give us something for taking the car for chopping?
Money, mostly.
Hey, okay.
Not a lot, but it's better than none.
Chop shop?
Yeah, I grew up in the city. I used to work in one.
Really?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I did a lot of bad things. I was in and out of jail a lot. I sold drugs. I beat up people. I stole cars.
I see. It was the stealing part I was missing. I thought you were chopping them.
No, I did anything to get by. I had daddy issues. My adoptive father and I didn't really get along when I was a teenager.
I empathize, as they say.
Yeah, I kind of wish I could take it all back now. He was a good man. He's a good man. He might still
Well,
alive. I don't know.
Mine was actually still a piece of shit. Oh, they were all pieces of shit. My
You would've
actual
liked
father,
Pops.
my stepfather, well, I don't like a lot of people, Ollie.
He was a hard man, but Pops was a good man. So where are we going to find Ava?
Well, I suspect at the Ivory Tower, where she was supposed to be with Rhonda.
All right, well, let's go there then. While I'm on the way, like while we're on the way to find her, can I want to keep watch, and I'll also let her know to see if there is anything that like looks out of place in the labyrinth that might seem like someone had come through here that wasn't natively familiar with this place.
Okay. What's awareness then if you're looking?
Yeah. I got 2 successes.
Ooh, boy. With 2 successes, you're looking like specifically, I'm assuming you're looking at what is it that you're looking for that gives away somebody that was in here that might not know what they're doing? Like what kind of thing?
Anything that may have been dropped.
Gotcha. So like
marks,
physical...
like anything that may like be drugged through the dust on the walls.
I was footprints that lead the wrong direction because somebody that doesn't know where.
Exactly.
What you will come across though would be chalk markings, ones that you didn't see before. Just 2 of them, and they're just like a rough circle.
Rough circle. No markings
Like
through it?
like somebody took chalk and just drew a circle and filled it in. And then there was another one a few turns away. They were always at a corner of a hallway, always at a corner of a place you walk through.
So
What
somebody
level is
has
it
been
at?
Through here.
Oh, like your...
Is it
first
like,
level.
would it be at like my level? Like I
Yes.
drew it?
Oh, yeah.
So that's someone tall.
As far as eye level, no, closer to like 5'5", 5'6".
Okay, so a smaller
Smaller than
person.
you by
Not like Amber.
No, not like a child.
Okay. All right. It's good to know.
Couple
But
of
that-
chalk markings. That's
That
it.
does not look like the markings of a Nos. They probably wouldn't leave marks like that. No, this is someone else. Hard to say who, but okay. All right.
And you're gonna head to the Ivory Tower?
Yeah, if we're in the sewers, we can just come up out back, right?
Well, we're gonna cut back first, though, all the way rewind time, where we find Ava after everybody's kind of separated, back at the Ivory Tower. You let the lady up front know that you're looking to speak with Rhonda, and she says she'll reach out if you would like to take a seat and wait here, or if you would like to go to your room, we'll reach out to you when we have an answer. Where would Ava
Okay,
go?
Ava would go back up to her place while she waits.
As you make your way upstairs, go up the elevator, The floor opens, the elevator rolls gently, and you make your way over to your apartment. You actually do see there's something sitting outside of your apartment. A brown paper bag, completely rumpled up, sat on the side of the door frame. As you can see it from a distance.
I will approach slowly. Ava's like in paranoid mode still, so she will kind of look
As you
over.
approach,
Look
wits
at
awareness,
it.
please, as you take a look at it from a distance.
Where are you? Awareness. There you are. Oh, geez.
With 4, you actually can see as you get closer and closer in a black magic marker Sharpie. It simply says Ava, like written on the front. But moreover, as you get closer, you can hear.
Oh, like a phone.
From Hap coming inside the bag.
I'll gently open it up and look in.
As you look inside, there's a flip phone, Razor, and it has a it says restricted.
I'll answer it, and I will.
Does Ava just pick up the bag, takes the phone out? It says Ava on it, and she just flips it open.
Yeah.
Stay in the hallway.
Oh, jeez. Yes. Am I able to? It might be too late for this. I was thinking of like premonitioning in it or something, or using my aspects.
You could rouse the blood.
I think Ava would actually do this. This is one of her specialties. So, let me rouse. Okay. And let me see result.
5. Not a critical though, right? That's not 2 10s. Let's double check.
Mm,
No, wow, you rolled a 10 and a 9 though. It was real close.
Oh, wow.
With 5 successes, we see Ava reaching into the crumpled brown paper bag and pulling out a small, faded pink Razor flip phone. It vibrates gently in her hands as she sees restricted kind of scrolling across. And there's a moment where you see her almost make a move to pull the phone open. But she stops and then just places her hand on top of it and holds it. Instead, we see her take a deep breath and blink. And as her eyes open, the foggy gray kind of crawls across her eyes. And we're going to take a moment and take a break. And I'll be back in about 3 minutes because I got to think real quick because I wasn't ready for a premonition on this thing. So
yeah,
give me 3 minutes. Maggie goes from Hello. Okay. Thank you for the break. I needed just a minute to think for a moment as her eyes clouded over and she holds and clasps a closed razor phone in her palms that faded pink with chipped paint from just being old. And Ava, as you open your eyes and that veil kind of appears and the world seems warped and distant, sounds feel muted. Oddly, however, the vibration sound almost seems louder in this place. The way the feel of the vibration of the phone almost ripples through the air like it would in water. And so that carries to your ear in a bassier tone. But it doesn't take long before, as you were kind of open your hand to look at this phone, you open your hand not to a phone, but as you pull and peel your fingers away slowly and your palm pulls away to your open palm instead, in your palm is an open fire, flame burning. You can almost feel the heat in your palm. You're not entirely sure if you can or not. But you watch as that orange reddish flame changes slowly to bright white, a burning hot white flame. And in that moment, you can almost feel your beast become independent. It's so scared. The fear that it fears is something that you've only felt a handful of times in your existence as a kindred. And you almost watch as the beast peels itself away from you. This gorgeous figure kind of coming out, pulling itself from its back, clawing its way out of your body one by one. No blood, but just a separation, almost like a cell in mitosis. And as the separate Ava almost pulls herself away, with it comes all of her beauty, all of her fair looks. And Ava even stares at this other Ava in awe as this gorgeous Ava who claws and rips its way away from you, desperate, finally snaps free and beelines it into the darkness in absolute fear. And as it disappears and you clasp the flame shut, so too does the fog fade from your eyes, and you're brought back and you feel the vibration in your hands.
Ava just snaps back and drops the phone in her own fear from the vision she just had.
And it clatters a couple times, and it flips face down. And then it begins to rumble, and the phone slowly shifts across the ground with each vibration.
Ava's gonna take the phone and bring it in her room. I don't think she's gonna immediately open it at this point.
At this point, as you walk in, the phone ceases to vibrate as you walk into the door and shut it. Does Ava put it on a table somewhere?
Yeah, she would just throw it on a table with maybe
counter, maybe.
Yeah, and just kind of stare at it for a minute and just
within 30 seconds, it begins again. This time now dancing across your marble countertops, bumping into a bowl of fruit. If she looks again, it continues to say restricted.
She's gonna leave it. She's not gonna answer it.
Okay.
What the? Yeah, she's gonna wait.
For
her coterie. She dates them.
Do you leave? They're not coming to your. They're not coming to your suite. There's no. They have no idea that you're waiting.
She's gonna just wait. No, she's gonna stay and wait. She's supposed to be meeting with Rhonda, so Rhonda. She's just gonna leave that thing to buzz and
wrap it up in some socks, put it in underwear.
Right. I was gonna say, you just remove it from your vision and try not to worry about it.
Yeah. She's gonna head to the other room and just.
We see her opening up a drawer, which just has it's seasonal sweater time, and there's some folded up neatly, and you kind of just jam it into the bottom between some sweaters and shove the drawer. Unfortunately, you're a kindred, and still you can kind of gently hear, as long as you're in the bedroom, you can still kind of gently hear the vibration in the drawer. But you make your way back out, sit down in the living room, and does Ava look worried? What is the look on her face as she leaves that room and we see her sit down in her living room?
She definitely looks worried, confused and nervous. So she's kind of twitching a bit and not really sitting still. She might get up and reorganize some things and just kind of constantly moving around.
Before long, you have a virtual telecom system that's built into its own closed circuit network within the ivory tower. Eventually that buzzes. And you actually see the name. Did you actually put her name in?
The secretary?
Yeah, did you write that down?
Did we actually get a name?
Yes, you did. She gave it to you, and I think you wrote it down.
I thought I wrote it down. I didn't write it in our.
That's fine. Then what pops up on your screen is just says
Secretary.
front desk secretary. I
Oh
imagine
my
is
God,
what
I'm
you've put
so-
into your system.
I'm so horrible. Yeah, I would answer it.
And you answer it, and she's like, Ava, yes, Rhonda is waiting for you in the lobby.
Great. I will be right down.
And then the phone just hangs up.
Okay.
What-
And I will.
Do you leave the phone in your bedroom?
Yeah, I'm leaving it there.
Yeah.
I'm.
We see you hit the elevator, drop down 35 floors, and there is Rhonda.
We never got it because I have a question that says, "What the fuck is the name of the front
Yeah,
desk
I think
woman?"
Mathis, you intentionally
haven't-
didn't
Okay.
tell him.
No, you're fine. When you make your way out to the front lobby, you actually see Rhonda having an incredibly pleasant conversation, making the woman behind the desk giggle and chuckle all the while with whatever story she's elaborately telling. Wits awareness really quickly.
Come on, say your name.
I know, that's what I'm let's see if you hear it.
Yeah,
I got
I
a
know.
difficulty in mind.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Let's see.
With 3, you
Guys.
actually catch her name, Katie.
Katie, there we go. Okay, write that down.
And she's and as Rhonda looks to see you, she's like, "Oh, Katie, I'm sorry, I have to go. It was really nice to meet you. Not nice to meet you, nice to see you again." And she says her pleasant goodbyes before she catches your eye and gives you a wave, ushering you out the front door. Do you mind going for a walk? I have an appointment down in the rack. One of the bar owners is looking to just have a discussion. Would you mind joining me on a walk? And hopefully it's not too big of a thing you need to talk to me about.
Of course, not at all. No, this shouldn't be terribly long. So
Amazing.
some fresh
Perfect.
air is probably a good idea.
I knew I could count on you. Come on. And she kind of just puts an arm on your shoulder. First of all, as the door swings open, Ava, how have you been? And she spins you around and leans in and gives you a kiss on each cheek.
Busy as ever. I assume the same for you, Rhonda. Have you been well?
Oh, things couldn't be better. The city is always booming with business, and the job of a harpy is one that takes my time almost nightly. It helps pass the time.
You are always busy whenever we see you. But it's always good to
My
have you
burden I
around.
must bear. And she says that so incredibly sarcastically.
I was wondering, actually, the coterie and I, you have always been good to us. And I think back to that first party we had at our old haven, and you were one of the few who actually showed up.
She looks
And-
to you as you were saying this, continue, please. But as you look her in the eyes, you're like, you showed up, there's just pity completely plastered on her face as you're telling her this story.
And we haven't forgotten that, and it's meant a lot to me and the coterie as well that you were there
Can I
for
just
us.
Be real? Can we drop the pretense? That wasn't a party.
You're right, it wasn't a party. It
And
really
she
wasn't.
like giggles like, all right.
But-
as long as you are still not assuming that was a party, that was like a quinceañera or something.
But with that, we want to actually throw a real event, as we've kind of been.
More just mortals.
No, no. It'll be a good mixture of kind and kindred,
Okay.
and
I
that's
just don't want like another like it's a party and then I walk in and it's like, and by that I mean it's a child's party. Hey, it's still a party. We're renting the venue out, but we've got pizza.
Look, I wasn't thrilled by it either. It was.
It's not, it wasn't like I'm being facetious, Ava. It wasn't that bad. It was kind of like an 18-year-old's first like raver or something. It was just kind of sad.
Well, we've moved up in the world, I think, and
You have.
as
She actually nods at that. You damn certainly have. Which, to some surprised, but to me, expected.
I appreciate that, actually. I really do. We have a new theater that's been kind of our main hub of renovations and upscaling and making sure it is the place to be in our domain. And with that, we really wanted to, throw a nice get together of some of our kindred friends, but also Kine. We're going to have some entertainment. We have a nice little kind of VIP exclusive area for the kindred. And we wanted to extend the invitation to you.
I am incredibly flattered. Who are some of the others that are joining? If you don't mind me pressing too much.
Well, some of our friends that we've made along the way. my darling friend Brett Stryker.
It'll be there.
Maybe some of the other roses. We've invited the band Baby Chorus, if you've heard of them.
Where are you hosting this party?
We'll be hosting it at our theater in.
Oh, that's right. You did inherit a theater, didn't you?
We did, and it's coming along very nicely, very vintage.
But
But
what was that theater before? I think it closed down in the 70s.
it definitely looks like it was around in the 70s. It's a great place.
She actually, like, her eyes open, like, kind of wide. I remember that theater was a porn theater, and then it closed down.
Yes.
In the 80s, it was bought and was supposed to be like this renovated thing, and it flopped after 2 years. That's the theater you got.
Wow.
I love
Do
it.
not tell Dakota.
I'm glad we got a history lesson from you, Rhonda, because I had no idea what that thing.
What did they rename it?
Well, we have a name for it. I don't know what the old name for it was.
Oh, you came up with your own name for it? Oh, what is
The
it?
Neon Cinema is what we're calling it.
The Neon Cinema. Oh, that's quaint.
Yes, it's got that big sign on the outside. It's perfect.
It's better than its porn name.
Do you know what the porn name was?
Yeah, I do. Do you want to know?
Do tell.
The Semina.
No, was it really?
She nods
No.
and kind of gives you a raised eyebrow.
I really hope there's not many people in Chicago that still remember that name.
She shakes her head. No, just the kindred.
Oh, dear God. Okay, we'll have to erase that from everybody's memories.
I honestly forgot to until you reminded me that a cinema existed out that way.
Well, I can tell you that it's very quaint, it's a fixer-upper for us. We've renovated quite a bit of it, and we're about ready for kind of a grand opening, grand reopening of it. So advertising.
When is this get together exactly?
We're shooting for a week or so from now, maybe next Saturday, Sunday. I have to solidify the dates with Dakota and Ollie. They're getting a band, so we have to make sure their schedule is clear.
Yes. You said it was Baby Chorus already, didn't you?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Good. Well, I would say odds are favorable, as she giggles, that I can attend. Absolutely. And
Perfect.
with Baby Chorus being there, I might see the word out a bit. Unless you're looking to keep it a quieter, smaller get together or something.
No, actually, if you have some people in mind that you would be willing to extend the invitation to.
I'll throw it around. Nobody particular. If Baby Chorus if Baby Chorus is going to be the one there, I'm sure Kathy will fill the venue either way. So, should be fine.
Good. And we wanted to at least, in a friendly gesture, extend an invitation to the prince. I'm not sure if that's something you. At least let her know we're
Ava,
doing it.
When was the last time you saw the prince at anybody's party that wasn't a listening?
I know, but I don't know if it's like a thing where we need to let her know we're having an event with a bunch of kindred, or does it really matter? Like,
It doesn't really matter. Your territory is your territory. As long as you don't do anything that's gonna break the masquerade, it's yours to
No.
rule as you see fit. I know it's not necessarily a new concept for you, but it's been a while.
I think for us, we wanted to more so thank her for giving us the territory and, have it in her honor in some way.
Well, I can at least pass along that you're having a party in her honor. She'll be.
I would be much appreciated if you could.
She smiles. Well, I must say I'm excited, at least a little bit, simply because I only have one other party of yours to compare it to, girl. And I am interested if you somehow find a way to make it worse.
Oh, I doubt that.
I do
And I
too,
think-
for your sake and my own entertainment's sake.
I think this one will be a blast. No pun intended there.
Yeah, I was like,
This one will be a blast.
Choice words,
choice of words. Can I get a charisma subterfuge roll from you? I
Oh,
just want to
no.
hear you. I just want to, because you're saying it a day
Yes,
or two after a bombing of the
I
sheriff.
did.
You're
I'm cheeky.
blast.
I'm
You fucking
cheeky as
toreador.
hell.
You're talking to another toreador. Like, what are you doing?
Cheeky as hell.
Yeah, no
okay,
shit.
four. That's pretty good.
Hey,
That's pretty
that's not too bad.
1, 2, 3. Wow.
Wow.
Yep. Good job.
Wow.
And
You are
it
lucky.
looks like it literally just like goes over her head. She does not react in any way. And so she just kind of looks back up to you. You really caught me off guard with that blast pun. She looks back up to you. I'm excited to see it. When you have a particular date or time, just leave it with Katie at the front desk, and she'll let me know.
I will do that then.
Right. Well, as she looks over, you're now really in a thick crowd of loud people, all kind of in sweaters and hoodies through the typical rack street where there's just club upon club. She stops outside a club that you've never been in before, and she's like, "Well, this is my stop. Have a good rest of your evening, Ava." As she leans in to give you a kiss on your cheek, each cheek.
You as well, Rhonda.
And she smiles and looks to the bouncer, who just steps out of the way. No conversation whatsoever. And she walks by before the bouncer steps back in front of the door, leaving Ava to herself.
I'm going to turn around and head back to the tower.
Back to the tower you go.
Back to the ivory tower.
Honestly, not that far of a walk. You're only at the rack. Where do you go? Do you go back to your penthouse?
Back to my penthouse.
Okay. Back to your penthouse. The elevator rides up. The doors roll open, and you make your way into the door of your apartment.
I'm gonna go back into the room, stare at the drawer where I put the sweaters and hear if I hear the buzzing again.
We see Ava walk in quietly, stand just with her back to the side of her bed, as she stares at this really elegant oak dresser. And there's a few moments of silence, true silence.
What the? Oh, she's like visibly angry at this, and
Does Ava do?
Ava's just going to pace a bit more and think about her premonition a bit.
Think about the premonition. You think about your coterie. You think about the Rhonda experience you just had. You walk yourself through the steps. You have options. You could break it. You could answer it. You could bring your coterie here. You could go to your coterie. You could throw it.
I wanna bring them here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna wait it out and see if the coterie comes
eventually
back
comes
here.
to you. How
Yeah.
long, Dakota and Ollie, would you end up hanging out, waiting for Ava, knowing she's supposed to come back before she never returns before you start thinking we should?
Well,
do
I knew
something?
she was going to speak to Rhonda, so I would have known that she would have been at the ivory tower.
Yeah, of course. But how long would you wait until you're like, okay, she's been gone for a while?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because she's saying she's going to wait in the ivory tower for you guys to get suspicious enough to come to her. Because she has no way of reaching out.
Oh,
to you.
I would have gone straight to her apartment anyways. Like I would have gone there.
Oh, you would have
We could
gone there. So
up.
Ollie,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
assuming, go
I
along
think that's
with?
what they said. Yeah. They
Okay,
were
my
on their
bad.
way back.
I forgot then.
No worries.
So eventually, Ollie and Dakota, after you've kind of done everything that you've just done, and time syncs back up. You make your way into the ivory tower. Katie sits behind the desk. Do you actually say hi to her?
Yes. I go, Katie.
She's like, "Hey, Dakota, good to see
Finger
you."
guns.
Ollie,
Hey,
I
Ava?
imagine Ollie also knows the name.
Give her a nod
And here
and a
plenty
wave.
of times. Yeah, he waves. She just says, "Hi, Mr. Hopkins." She's very pleasant with you. She's just a little bit different, a little bit less
Ava.
lax.
Ava.
She walked out with Rhonda. Rhonda.
She came back.
Yeah, she came back. I'm assuming, is in her apartment.
Thank you.
As you make your way into the elevator, right at the 35th floor, doors roll open. Do you even knock? Yep. Did I see a bub just go knock knock?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, it was just under the camera, but I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
So you hear on your door, Ava, as you're pacing in the room, listening to it over and over and over again, the gentle boom, boom, boom that might even startle you or snap
Yes.
you out of it.
Yeah. Ava does get startled a bit and
Hurries
heads
over
to the door.
You open it, and there stands Ollie and Dakota.
Oh, good. Come in.
She hurries you inside. As you step in, she quickly shuts the door behind you.
Look, first, everything went well with Rhonda. I invited
Right.
her, and
Everything went really well with Kathy. Because
Oh, Victoria. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
Kathy does all their she manages the band.
That makes sense. Actually, I'm glad that it's not Mr. Stoic and Quiet.
They're gonna book the whole theater.
Oh, good. Rhonda seemed very excited about our event, and sorry, I'm kind of
It
distracted.
must be because
right
our
now.
last party was so good.
It was. She made many comments about the last party.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, somehow I could feel it every time she made a comment.
Yeah. Stabbing my back every
Yeah.
time you. cracked
I'm
a joke.
sorry. The porn theater idea was really just an immediate thing. It just
So
happened as
good.
I was talking.
So good.
was-
So, you seem flustered.
Yeah, I received a package at my door. Not really a package, a bag, a brown paper bag.
You must have it nearby. I mean, the phone's in the drawer. Do you walk over to like a counter where you kind of have it crumpled up?
Yeah,
You walk over, grab it.
throw it.
Is anything written on it?
Yeah, it says Ava.
In it was a cell phone, very old cell phone that hasn't stopped ringing since the past hour. It's been going off, and I've yet to answer it. I'm a little on the paranoid edge from everything.
Can't imagine why. You
Uh,
might be, Ava, paranoid.
Right, can't imagine why. Just why would somebody leave a cell phone at my door at the Ivory Tower?
Did you ask the front desk if anybody came through to deliver a package?
No, I probably should actually. That's a good idea. This place has got to have
Good
a ton of
security. Somebody can't
security.
just walk in here and drop something at your door
There's-
unless they have permission to be here.
literally cameras.
Mortals live and fill this tower. It's not.
Oh,
just-
do they? Okay.
Yeah, it's just
Okay,
like.
that's helpful to know.
Yes. Mortals are completely packed into this place.
At least just the comings and goings. I'm sure there's a camera in the hallway.
Let me see if maybe Katie. I should tell you that when I picked it up, I had a premonition, or at least I forced one, and I think that there's something horrible. It was like my greatest fears.
Do you know one of the
beasts-
things that I love about technology, Ava?
No.
If it makes you feel bad, you can crush it. Just get rid of it if it doesn't make you feel good.
But like what? You know me, Dakota. My curiosity often gets the best of me.
Well, it did get the better. You just if you don't want it, just toss it out of the window.
I
Or
guess
you
I could.
want it- Do you really think you're going to find out who it's from if you pick it up?
I want to know who's on the other side, but I don't. I'm also kind of terrified of knowing.
You said your beast, like,
It was like. I can't even describe it to you what I felt holding this. Like it was like tearing out of me in a way.
the
It
beast
was-
was running from it.
Yes.
There are only a few things my beast has ever run from. 2 things. Fire. Hodges. Oh, 3 things. And holy stuff.
But only
That's what-
sometimes.
That's
Only sometimes.
There was fire when I held it at first, a flame.
Ollie,
I think
thoughts? Seems kind of suspicious.
No, not at all.
should I just throw it out the window?
Yes. Look, okay, Ava, just logically speaking, who would want to contact you this way? Who do you communicate with this way?
That's the thing. I don't.
Can I hear it? Can I hear the buzzing?
Yeah, just- Oh no, unless she's left it in the drawer. Did you take it out of the drawer? I'm sorry.
I left it in the drawer.
So not in the lift. You have to go to her bedroom and you might be
It's
able to hear
in
it.
my room. I threw it
Yeah,
in my
I'm just-
sweater.
While she's explaining, I'm just gonna like
Wander
listen
in.
around for it.
Yep. It doesn't take you long before you step into the bedroom and you can hear the gentle vibration coming from her bureau, of which opening a couple drawers. and
Hey, this ain't
digging
like a
around.
panty drawer, is it?
No, it's in my sweater drawer.
Drawer for sweaters? You're supposed to hang those.
Sorry, I couldn't think.
You
of any other
own
kinds of
sweaters? You're
like you pull open the drawer. There's a sweater
Fashion.
drawer. Yeah, exactly. That's what you do with sweaters, and you dig around for a little bit before you actually can feel it and grab it, and you're holding the phone in the palm of your hand before you pull it out.
I walk back into the primary room.
There it is.
Technology is a masquerade breach, and I crush it.
Thank you.
Go to swoons a little bit.
Now, maybe I can find out if anybody left this thing here. Let me
Go be nice to Katie.
Yeah, let me call Katie. I'll give her a buzz on my like intercom thing.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Katie. It's Ava. Look, I was wondering if you happened to see any visitors outside of my door delivering a package of sorts.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. We don't have any live security standing outside of your door. I don't think anybody saw anything.
Well, there are cameras, right?
Yes, you could check your security footage.
Okay.
Unless you want me to task building security with going through with it for you, which they could do, but it would take some time.
No, that's quite all right. I was just curious if you happened to note any visitors.
We have visitors every day.
What a bitch.
I appreciate you. And she'll just hang up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it. You hang up first.
Yep.
She just goes, no, you don't. And you're just like, click.
So?
She was no help. Just forget it. And let's look at the camera footage.
So you want to
You
go back
have
and
camera footage?
there's an iPad there. You can go through your kind of Nest camera footage. You have an angle on the outside that shows your front door and a good chunk of the hallway on both your left and your right. You are actually able to see over some time as you watch people come and go. A man in a suit. You not recognize him as he gets closer, completely clean shaven. Maybe he's middle-aged a little bit. You can see some wrinkles on his face as he gets closer. Just bend down and place a crumpled up brown bag next to your doorstep. He stands up, looks kind of both ways, and then leaves.
I'll pause the footage, and show them what.
What does he look like again, Mathis?
Middle-aged kind of businessman in a suit. The footage is in black, or no, it's in color. We're in 2020. He's wearing just like a gray suit with a white shirt and a light pastel colored tie. Genuinely, any of you recognize.
Does he go to the elevator?
Yes, he goes back to the way he came, which was from the elevator initially.
Does it
Then back
display
to
what floor it stops on?
You cannot see that from this camera. It's too far out.
Too far. But
Okay.
we now have a face that we could put on elevator. Oh no, they said they didn't have any active cameras.
No,
On her
there's
door,
other
but they
cameras
would have
around,
s-
but you do not have access to it because it's all closed security, and Ava doesn't get access to the building's security cameras. There would be footage of him somewhere on other cameras. You would be able to find his path.
Well,
and get a way to get
okay.
it.
I would say building security run this against what they have to see if they can figure out where this person went, especially if we think this is any kind of security breach. The Ivory Tower would want to know.
Yeah, we could probably get them to look at the other footage.
Just a thought. If
I'm
not,
curious as to why you're worried about his cell phone dropping off in front of your door.
I'd be very worried.
That would be cumbersome to relieve details.
True.
Why don't
True.
I'm gonna go downstairs. I'll talk to Katie, see if she recognizes this guy, describe his suit, describe his tie, his demeanor, his haircut.
Okay, I think that'd be good.
Ava and I will get ready. We'll meet you downstairs.
Yeah. All
We
right.
should go see Jackson before sunup.
So you
We'll
make
run
your
out
way
of
down.
time. But yeah.
Ollie, you make your way back down to the lobby. Katie's in mid-conversation with a group of looks like businessmen and women, maybe 5 or 6 of them, before she directs them to a conference room on the first floor, and they make their way past, and you make your way up. She smiles again. Mr. Hopkins, I wasn't expecting to see you another time tonight. Very rarely do I get this. She smiles. Luxury.
The pleasure is all mine. Katie, I have a few questions if you don't mind.
Do what I can to help, always.
Do you recognize this gentleman? And I'll kind of describe what he looks like. The suit, particularly the tie sticks out, the pastel.
Mm-hmm. She thinks for a minute. Well, I couldn't describe a number of people who live here.
Probably in his late 30s, lower 40s, definitely a male.
If I could see the footage, that might be a little bit better. Are we looking at an emergency of some sort that we need to be made aware of?
Someone that we found on the footage of Ava's apartment. Someone snuck a bag. They dropped a bag at her door.
Well, that narrows it down at least right away. To get to the floor that your friend lives on, and others would need a security card, as I'm sure you've seen Ava use on the elevator before. So likely somebody who lives here.
Okay. Well, does anyone fit the profile of that on that floor?
Not on the 35th floor, no. The 35th floor is composed of two people, both people with night activities.
Then might I be able to speak to your security, your staff for that?
Yes, he's not around tonight, but I can set up a meeting for the two of you if you'd like to discuss it. You're making me, if I may, Mr. Hopkins, a little concerned. If we need to speak with security and if there's somebody within our own building that might be causing...
It's cause of concern. Typically, if someone wants to leave a note and it's a private individual, they won't do so by leaving a brown paper bag. Back in my youth, you did that to send a message. And it was never a good message, Katie.
She leans in and kind of like it goes into a whispered voice, ushering you closer. Are we more concerned that this is a sign from people like me or people like you?
It could go either way.
I'll let security know as she leans back and the chair kind of clacks and rolls back on the marble floor. I'll let security know.
I'm sure you're aware that Ava has been in a series of spots of trouble, and she doesn't have that many dashing and daring friends.
That's unfortunately the story for many of your kind, I think.
Well, hopefully there's something that we can rectify one day.
She giggles when you say that, and she's like, "Of course, Mr. Hopkins. Regardless, this seems like a rather important situation to inform our security of. So I'll pass along the description of that particular man to the active security officers on duty tonight, and I'll reach out to the head of security tomorrow to have a discussion set up between the two of you if needed."
She's here all the time, right? Like, she's the only desk lady.
Seems like she's here all the time, at least. Yeah.
I am gonna shoot a glance down at her desk, or where she operates. Does she have pictures of family, or are there pets, or is there anything that gives her personality, something that I can attach to?
You literally see one picture sat next to her monitor of a black cat.
Black cat. Okay.
That's it.
Does she, just glancing over, does she have any kind of a garbage can that might display candy wrappers or anything in it that kind of sticks out?
No, but she does have a little container of those Andes chocolate mints.
Oh my God, she's already my favorite person. Noted. Okay. I'll remember this.
Write that down, and you got that big old notebook thing.
I got it.
She's like, "Well, I appreciate you at least bringing this to our attention."
Of course. And as soon as your security gets back with me, please.
Of course. I'll make sure I have them. I'll reach out to Miss Heloise, and I'm assuming she'll be able to disseminate that information to you quicker than we could.
I would hope so.
Have a good night then, Mr. Hopkins.
You as well, Katie.
You make your way back upstairs?
Yeah.
All right. Does the Dakota and Ava, now that they have some time alone, talk? As Ollie leaves and the door shuts, the phone now crumpled mess.
Do you have any initial thoughts on who this could be?
Well, considering the fact that Brett came sticking his nose around here sharing gossip about the fact that we went asking about the sheriff last night, I'm going to say one of two things. Somebody was looking for a way to retaliate, so it's probably a good thing you didn't answer that phone. Or somebody's trying to contact you on the DL, which is maybe also a good thing you didn't answer the phone.
Yeah, I guess that's probably pretty likely. I don't know. I thought maybe it could be. I don't know. I can't shake off the premonition that I had. If it was Brett or somebody, it wouldn't be. I feel like I wouldn't be so fearful of it.
Maybe. I'm not saying Brett did it. He's certainly not smart enough for even a cell phone in a brown paper bag.
Somebody else, you mean?
Yeah.
I
Who
see.
got word? I don't know, Ava. The good news is it's handled, and whoever or whatever was on the other end of that line isn't going to get to stay. I pick up all the cell phone parts.
Yep.
I put them back in
Scoop
the
'em up.
bag.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
I
It's
scoop-
kind
I
of
put
you
'em-
hear it all
Yep.
falling into the bag.
I brown baggy that little thing right up,
Yeah.
and I tuck it in my pocket. Problem solved. Now we have to go talk to Jackson, and I need a favor.
Favor?
Yeah. I need something to wear to this party.
Oh, I see.
I thought maybe you would have something, but looking at your closet, you don't. So,
Well, I see you made that decision very quickly. Did you even give yourself a chance to really look at what I have?
I took a gander and pass. And it doesn't have to happen now, but I gotta, just a thought. I need, cool, great.
We'll take a night. Yeah,
Yep.
we'll take a night
Oh.
and do it.
I don't think you should stay here tonight.
Why not? Shouldn't we be somewhere safe?
Somebody just hand delivered something to your front door, and you don't even know who or it's from. So I'm just
true.
saying,
Maybe
maybe we all just stay at the Haven tonight.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's a good idea.
Great. Jackson.
To Jackson.
So we'll go downstairs to meet Ollie.
Yeah, yep. I'm thinking. Hang on.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I know. I saw you pining over there, and I don't.
Oh no.
You don't know what you did, and that's fair because you're not supposed to know what you did.
Oh no, Mathis.
You make your way downstairs, Ollie. You just finish up talking with Katie, and as you're making your way back to the elevator, they actually walk out of the elevator to meet you there.
I hand over the bag to Ollie.
With
Evidence.
I'm assuming with the stuff in it.
Yeah.
I didn't really get a good look at it. Can I I want to open up the contents of the crushed pieces, and I want to see specifically if there are any like kind of cables or anything that might be hanging out it just doesn't look like it's part of the make.
Yep. As you look at the phone, go ahead and give me a wits investigation check.
Sure. This is exceptionally poor.
Oh no. Actually, no. I will also allow intelligence technology. Both work.
Go
Because
with
if
that
you're
wits
looking at-
investigation.
Oh god.
So you're looking for like obvious things. It doesn't look like anything sticking out. But to be honest to Ollie, as you're looking at him, you don't really know what kind of wires you're looking at and looking for. But it doesn't look like it. You do realize with the one though, it looks like actually no, with the one you wouldn't. Just looks like crushed bits of mangled plastic wires, leaking LCD screens.
Okay. It's hard to tell. I have no idea.
Just thought maybe we should hand it over.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Katie did say that it had to be someone with a particular piece to get up there. In order to get to that floor, you have to have either an ownership card of someone on that floor or security card.
Who would have that level of access?
A security
This-
guard.
Maybe somebody was brainwashed or something to get in there.
Well, I don't know. Maybe dominated.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, we can sit here and pontificate about it, or we can let the Ivory Tower security do what they do.
Right. I can drive us to Jackson's if we want to
We'll try
Continue.
to get the last of our invitations out so we can spend the rest of the week planning.
Well, if you want to leave, do you want to talk to Jackson for anything other than the invite?
I mean,
You would have a better. I mean, like, yes, you could go reach out to Jackson, but he's not always available every single night. Or you could have Harpy deliver, Rhonda deliver the message for you to Jackson, which you know will at least get there sooner.
Okay.
It's up to you, unless there's other things you're looking to talk to Jackson about.
no, the
beyond
biggest thing
party.
right now was just to invite him.
Yes.
And we have to figure out, and okay, Dakota will say this if we're in the car. We should, we do have to invite the sheriff.
We do.
I could go pin a note to his door.
Do we even know where he lives?
His office.
I know of an office building.
Well, I'll go. I can go.
Well, you can't go like alone. Can we at least drive you?
Let's go together and then maybe
I'll stay in the car.
Ollie leave the note.
Okay. Yeah.
I looked to Dakota. Should we go in my car? Because
Probably not. Speaking of your car, Ava, we're gonna kind of have to ditch this car.
Can we talk outside? Let's just.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
we were already outside. I'm
That's fine.
sorry.
You're all outside now.
yeah.
All right. I would have dropped that bag off to Katie.
Yep.
To tell her to
Yeah,
take it
you
to
would hand
security.
it to her. You know, yeah, she would have been like, "Thank you very much. This could serve plenty valuable."
Let's take the van. Ava, we need to leave your car. It needs to, it's got to go.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Are
we
you
were
really
gonna have
that
to do this.
attached to it?
I'm not. That means I can
Ollie's gonna chop it.
chop it. Like take it to like a junkyard or something, and
I got some old friends I can take it to. They'll just scrap it down, sell it for parts.
that would be great. Actually, I'm in the market anyway for something new. It's about time I upgraded. So sure, you can take it and get rid of it. I don't want to see it again.
Cool, so the van.
I guess we're taking that hunk of junk.
No, that was taken.
Oh,
That's
that was
gone.
taken.
Oh, the van's gone too, so we don't have
Yeah.
a car.
Nope.
Remember,
cars now.
they had to take several hundred pounds of Nazi gold.
We're going on foot.
Ooh, or I could have my man
Good.
take
you can
us.
Call.
I could call up Dave.
Wild idea, guys. I don't know if you've ever done this or not. We could hail a cab.
Also true.
Pay somebody.
Cab. At least can
Don't
be
worry.
like upgrade.
You can
to,
ride
like,
in front seat.
All right.
Okay.
I'll make sure they have a tiny tree air freshener in the window.
Okay, we'll take a cab. How does one? Do you hail one?
You look for any kind of sign that says cab or taxi. We're in what is it, 2018, 2020? I don't remember. So you just look for the topper on the car, or look for the sticker in the window.
Who's gonna go get the cab? Who? Yeah. Out of curiosity, which one of you goes to hail a cab?
I can do it.
Yeah.
I'll help her. I'll point
I was
well.
about to say they'll at least stop. I was about to say they're not going to stop for me. So
There's maybe like a good 30 seconds where Ava's like, I don't see any yellow cabs. I don't see any yellow cabs. But cabs of like black ones with the sign on top are driving by. And she's just standing there waiting before Ollie walks over.
I just keep like there.
Do I have
It's
to
already
use?
it's gone.
Do I have to use awe to like draw one in?
No,
Is
you
that
just-
how this works?
I walk on the
Or-
road and I put my arm up like, hey.
But one honks at you, goes around you.
Let me
What is it?
try.
Okay, what does Ava
Hey,
do?
pretty lady,
Can I
will you
use
come
awe?
do
No.
things?
Of course you can use awe.
I'm gonna use it on
So
some
she turns
hail
on-
cab driver.
Yeah. So Ava's like, oh, let me try. And so as Ollie steps away, she turns on awe and she steps out, and two cabs, both separately, one U-turns around to pick her up while one that's already driving by her stops. They both park behind each other. And
Of course, one drops
hazard
from the
lights.
roof of a building. I'm
hazard
here.
lights.
Yeah.
You have a choice. Black cab
Oh.
or yellow cab.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Let's do the classic yellow cab.
So you just pick a yellow cab. Oh, it's not like you have complete domination over these people. They're just like the other one just gets in his car and leaves on his way.
They start fist fighting immediately.
Yeah, right. God. And you're able to pile into the car, into the cab. Now, the drive is not that far. His Avondale offices are still relatively close to downtown. You're just going to leave a note on the front of the door, slip it under the door. That's just directed at Mr. Hodges, I imagine. And you're going to leave it underneath there and kind of leave it there. He's not there to discuss. He's not there. You see no bike. You don't see him. If there's any lights on in the offices. He does not seem like he is around tonight.
Okay, then I'll let them know that.
I immediately rip my book out, tear out a piece of paper, and I handwrite a note that's like, "You're cordially invited to a party of the loud ones on."
Do you spell cordially?
I could try, Mathis.
What? Yeah. I'm just saying, you're not the most literate of the coterie.
The most literate now, for the record.
No, you're absolutely literate now, but your vocabulary probably has some time to.
I have 2 in academics and 2 in intelligence. Who here has 4 dice in an intelligence academic roll?
All right, fair enough. You know cordially.
I can write. I have to sound it out as I write.
Yeah.
Cordially.
Cordially. But I spell it out. Okay. To a party hosted by the loud ones, and I put
Can I
like
ask a
date,
question?
time. Oh God, yeah.
No, this is not like a bad question. Can I just ask, as you're writing it out, does it look like a ransom note with just your writing and like how is it like blocky letters? Like what does Dakota's writing look like?
It's probably gotten better. I imagine now she writes in all caps.
Okay, yeah.
It looks like it's like draft writing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So now she writes in all caps. Because who needs uppercase and lowercase letters? Yeah, and I like time, date, and then at the bottom I put like, baby whatever, a baby
chorus.
Baby chorus. I keep calling them baby face, and I know that's not right. Baby chorus is, baby chorus performance.
Yep.
And I handed it back to Ollie. I was like, maybe we just leave him an invitation.
Yeah, that seems good. I think it would be a little bizarre to hear from his aide that Ollie Hopkins, Ava Heloise, and Dakota showed up at his house or his private office. This would probably look real sus.
I mean, we're not doing anything bad, right?
Yeah, but he's kind of got a bone to pick with, one of us, and I bet it's not me.
Not me. I look at Ava.
Sorry, Ava. You drew the short straw.
At least we tried. That's the important thing. We just need a reason why we were asking around about him. Do you want me to go put it on the door?
No, I got it. It's fine.
Okay.
I'll drop it off.
Okay. Thanks, Ollie.
Once
I yelled behind him. Thank you, Ollie.
Once it's dropped off, do you guys end up kind of separating for the night?
I'm actually not going to leave the letter.
That's amazing.
No.
I'm not going to leave the letter. I am extending a personal invitation from the Loud Ones, as presented by Oliver Hopkins.
It's probably smart, honestly.
Yeah, I
But I love that Dakota would do it.
Shh.
I know.
She's still thoughtful.
It makes so much sense.
No, it is. It is.
She's still thoughtful.
Yep, I know.
Nothing like a handwritten invitation to heal old wounds.
Yeah.
Or to pour salt in them.
Or
So you leave the invite, not a problem. Where does the coterie go after this? This is most of your tasks that you want done.
Ava, I don't think that you can stay at the tower. We should stay at the theater tonight.
All right. But at least maybe we can switch it up every night. Tonight we do the theater. Maybe we'll go to Ollie's bar or something the night after, or I don't know. Just change it up a bit. But the theater sounds fine. So I'll head back to the theater.
You want to have a sleepover? I look at Ollie.
We could watch Star Wars for the 30th time.
We don't have to watch
put in a
Star
request
Wars.
to order new film, by the way, because we need some new movies.
Don't even know how you do that.
I'm gonna go do some running, some brief stuff. I gotta stop by a store, and then I need to talk to someone about filling in a position at the bar. I'm trying to find a third for them. I think they need help. Business is picking up.
So yes to sleepover.
Sure, I guess. Why not?
You gotta come back and watch a movie. And Dakota's like, come on. Might as well. Plus, we're safer together, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Let's
that was
go with that.
reassuring.
Yep. It's mostly of fear more than anything else. Anywhere we go as a group is just promoting anyone that has a bone to pick with us to come
Who
nigh.
has a bone to pick with us?
I can think of quite a few.
I can't. Only think of one. Only think of one.
Well,
And we
know-
offer a peace offering.
we're gonna end on a scene that I think is appropriate to end on. I know you want to do some conversation with getting somebody, but I'd like to save that for the next time.
It's not even a conversation. I just want to put it in order.
Yeah, and it does. Yeah, absolutely. I'm fine with that. That makes sense. But
Specifically
since-
for the sake of this particular episode, one of the like local shops that can get it in, regardless of the cost, as a favor, particularly to Dakota, I want to put in a request, regardless of the cost, for a reel tape of Stevie Ray Vaughan's last performance.
Okay. Write that in the note thing so I don't forget. And as you kind of put that out, I'm gonna fast forward about 4 days, not when the party's happening, but in the middle of all the planning and stuff. You have heard nothing from anybody who has rolled a phone, and security is supposed to get to the actual footage today, as far as you understand. But Ava, as you kind of gather, the coterie mingles around. Of course, they spend most of the time at the movie theater, but I imagine there's times you guys go back to Ollie's bar, right? And if you don't end up going back on this particular night, Ollie gets a call from Grant saying, hey, boss, I think you just need to come by the bar. Something got dropped off for, well, not for you exactly, but for Ava.
Yeah. All right.
All right, thanks. And he just kind of clangs the phone shut and just, ding. You're in the movie theater.
We gotta go.
I'm like, up.
Yep.
Where?
It's about 4 days later, just a reminder.
We gotta go to the bar.
What's
Apparently, something arrived for Ava. Grant didn't sound too good about that.
And it was a quiet few nights. I thought we were. All right, let's go. Let's go check it out, I guess.
Okay.
You make your way up north. Not too far from Brighton Park is a lights out pub. And you can hear the booming activity on the inside as you make your way around the back and and step into the kitchen through the steel door back there. You hear Grant cooking away as you walk in, and as you actually open the door, Grant's face peers around the corner to just ensure that it's you very reactively and quickly. And as he sees you, relaxation settles across his face. The three of you march in, and he actually just with his spatula points to the prep table. As you see, take a look over the prep table, a plastic bag with what looks to be a box sits on the inside. The thing that is obvious to all of you, though, is that the box and the bag itself seems to be containing a thick moisture. Like the cardboard underneath has soaked through, and a little bit of it has kind of leaked into the plastic bag.
Oh. Well, Ava, your name's on this pretty present. Are you gonna open it?
Do I have to?
I take a nail and I rip
the bag,
through the plastic. Yep.
and then the plastic just gives way,
Do I
deflating around
smell
the box.
anything?
Oh, it smells gross.
Oh God, no.
The box is about the size of like a shoebox.
May I, Ava?
Please.
As you peel open the bag and lift open the box with a long nail, and the cardboard kind of pulls back and flops behind it. On the inside is 3 things. 1, a note on a piece of ripped paper. 2, a golden ring that sits next to what looks like a severed ear that has been leaking into it. The note simply reads, "Your old man is getting old and losing his hearing. Don't ignore him next time." Cut to black.
What?
Oh, I want to know whose handwriting it is.
Well,
I have so many.
Who would have done
questions.
this?
Don't
What
you have a stalker or?
I do. I have,
does have a stalker.
I have
Yep.
a stalker.
You have a few enemies.
So
But like who?
very blatant.
Oh my god. We should have.
The ring is his. As Ava was to look, the ring is his wedding ring.
Yep.
In case
Oh
anybody
my
was.
god.
And
Doubting
basically, like it's him.
My father. He's still one of my touchstones too.
Yep, I know.
Oh dear God.
well.
Oh no.
I'm sure this after show is going to be interesting. Thank you so much for everybody for joining us. And of course, you can check that out over on our Patreon, patreon.com/rollforit. And we'll let you know whenever that goes live on all of our social channels as well. Again, thank you to our supporter today, Jackson on Decay. Get some roll love in chat for Jackson in chat. We have Hodge's sheet up on the Patreon, so if you're interested in checking that out, go check it out. It's goodies. Not everything's available yet. I'm sure Mathis is trying to keep some stuff a little.
Yeah, his
secret.
gear is not put onto the available sheet because that is not for you to know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we blew up half of it. Ha!
he did blow up a lot of his property. His favorite bikes are gone.
And of course, we have our November recap if you're interested in how Roll For It runs, as well as our Star Wars character sheets are up, and the holiday surprise post is up. So definitely get your addresses in there if you want to check out our holiday surprise this year. And we'll have Ascension guest sheets coming soon, as well as announced earlier today that we will be doing Santa RPG, our holiday special, next week, December 19, 2020. 10 a.m. PT, 6 p.m. GMT, right here, twitch.tv/roll4. We'll be announcing the rest of our cast throughout the week, so definitely stay tuned. It's basically a homebrew of made RPG, so if you're into like Christmas but make it anime, then this is the show for you. It's chaos. Tracy was on it last year.
Pure chaos.
But it's great.
It's so much fun. Yeah.
We just need to make a note. We will be opening next session with a frenzy check for, obviously.
Make a note of that
Oh,
because our
boy.
next episode
3
is
weeks?
January
2021, we made it, everybody!
Wait, this is our last one of the year.
Yeah.
Last one of the holidays.
We made it to 2021. Congratulations. I'm proud of all of you.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
proud of all of you as well. But I believe our next episode will be January 9th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, what are we gonna do?
Weeks off. Well, that's a long time. It's like slow motion from now to January.
We have
The moment
to
of the
chew on
person
this
does it
for weeks.
Yes, we always
Yes,
take
good.
a holiday break during the holiday season, or winter holiday season. So the 21st of January or December to the 4th of January is our holiday break for Roll For It. We like to give everybody a little break from the year. So definitely enjoy your holiday seasons. We'll have stuff being posted throughout, so definitely keep an eye on that. But without further ado, we will let everybody say where you can find them at and what they're up to, because not only do they do amazing stuff here on Roll For It, but they also have great projects of their own. We'll kick it off with our storyteller, Mathis Games. When you are not tormenting people with bags, what are you doing?
I'm tormenting the public with a podcast. We're doing Chilluminati podcast, everybody. We just started, in case you're interested. Chilluminati is a podcast, it's a comedy podcast with myself, Jesse Cox, and Alex Faciane, who's Jesse's around doing Star Wars right now on this channel.
Yes.
But we are just started episode 1 of the MK Ultra series that we're going to be doing on that podcast. It's going to be a beefy series. So if you're interested in some nasty history of the U.S. and post-World War atrocities that we committed, hey, check it out. It's really, really light stuff and enjoyable. And if you like more vampire, we like we said before, we have a Stitch of Fate podcast already all done. Season 1 is in the books, 15 episodes. If you want to go listen to some more of storytelling for myself and some of the other players from the show, go check that out as well. That's it for me. So I will hand it over to Tracy.
Hello, everybody. I am Tracy, Miss Magitech. You could just find me all over the internet as Miss Magitech. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. I'm always posting updates for all the stuff that I'm up to. So feel free to follow me there. I'll be streaming for December with the holiday break. I'm not going anywhere this holiday, so I'll just be home chilling. So I'm gonna take that time to relax, but also to play some games and hang out on stream. So feel free to follow me, and we can hang out until next year when we return. So Let's go next to Bob.
Hi guys, I'm Bub. I do Bub things all over the internet. I do storytelling, tabletop, video games, writing projects, pretty much anything I can get myself into. I find that I flounder around that for a while, and I have a lot of fun with it. Find me all over the place as the Bubbernaut, doing things under that name. And Dot, how about you?
I have to unmute myself. I'm a Dot. You can find me online as Little Red Dot in all the places of your choosing. I also do the storytelling thing, roll dice, play games, that kind of thing. I'm going to be taking a break in the holidays because your girls worked way too hard in 2020. So just everybody's just going to have to hang out till 2021. Sorry.
Yep. We'll be back. 2021,
Yeah.
fresh cards.
Much fresher,
Yes.
much excited for a new year. Hopefully everybody is too. Was I the last one? Maggie. Bing, back to you.
Yep. I totally understand that feeling, Dot. But yes, that is particularly why we do our little break. So thank you all for tuning in with us. If you just tuned in towards the end or you want to relive the action, we'll have the video up on our YouTube, youtube.com/rollforit. And of course, if you are a subscriber, you automatically will get access to this as soon as we end the stream. I don't see any donations for today. So thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow, twitch.tv/rollforit for Star Wars Edge of the Empire, the Nashada Shuffle. Definitely tune in, check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. I believe we have 2 more episodes. Yes, we have this week and then the next one. Definitely check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have Jesse Cox as our DM, and we will see you next week for Santa RPG and the 9th of January for the next episode of Silence of Shadows.
Which could be with
Bye,
Ava
everyone.
Frenzy. Goodbye.
Have a great holiday, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.